Okay, I'm going to start my intro again because I did not think I was going to be live. Unbelievable. I usually do the intro. Give me 1 second. I'm going to do it for like 30 seconds. This is ridiculous. Talk about not being ready. Hold on. Here we go. Let's get it popping.
The heart beats just a little faster right now, doesn't it? As they stand alone right now. No cornermen. They're just ready to make the ring walk for the biggest fight that boxing can make.
Yes, sir. Black by the Coast. Keep your hands up. Keep your chin tucked. It's the one only ghost with the shadow in the front. And that's what happens when you're dead ass tired and try to start a live. Look, man. I hope everyone is having a blessed day. And I don't know about you, but it's cold as hell out where I'm at. And it wasn't like that yesterday. So I don't know what you call that, El Nino or whatever you call that weather when the weather is. I don't get it, bro. I don't even listen to the weatherman no more, man. I just stick my head out the damn window and just find out how it is outside. Audio is good. Thank you, my guy. Thank you, my guy. Yeah, this one's gonna be a pretty quick one. Not much has happened since last night, but there is some interesting things I was thinking about last night. And the first thing I want to say is this is after every live now, I do go back and I look at my previous lives, and I just look at the things that I was saying and stuff like that. And I'm trying to get a little bit better at it because I don't know if you've noticed, like now what I used to do is I used to go live and I used to focus on I used to focus on the wrong things. And now I realized I just go live and I leave it because a lot of people will watch the playback. But I noticed that when I go back sometimes and I look, I'm missing the weirdest. You guys snow out there? Where you live at, Tycho? Do you live on the East Coast, bro? Oh, wait. I see Newark Task Force. Oh shit, you a DEA agent, bro? Hold on. I didn't realize that, Tycho. Your shit says DEA Newark, son. Drug Task Force Agency. Oh my good, Tycho. All right, let me find out you a Fed, my guy. Shit, Tycho be taking down all the drug. Hey, man, you cleaning up our streets, bro. Tycho, are you cleaning up our streets, man? I never realized that about your thumbnail, bro. Your shit says DEA Drug Task Force on it. Now, either that's a front or you really DEA. Either way, bro, I salute you, man. You're always here. I appreciate you. Thanks for being here, Pounds. HLD. Hey, listen, not much has changed since last night, but there is some things that I did want to talk about because this alludes to the thing that I've been talking about for the past couple of weeks, man. The sources and the articles and everything keeps changing. And, now Canelo is saying, well, supposedly Canelo or the sources saying sources are he's not facing Benavidez this year, whatever. Listen, it still stands, bro. If you don't face him by September, I know what I'm going to say. I'm not going to call nothing what it is. I am not going to look at no damn article because, look, a perfect example is the IBF just mandated Boots to fight, what is it, Cody Crowley? Is it Cody Crowley? Hold on 1 second. I believe the IBF just mandated Jaron Ennis Boots. IBF mandate throws wrench into Boots' plans. Ordered to face Cody Crowley. Now, obviously, it says here, Boots Ennis was trying to face Crawford. And you know what's crazy? I'm gonna say this. Can y'all tell me, besides the fact that it's Canelo, right? I wanna try to be as fair as I can and push everything aside. Besides it being Canelo, what is the difference between the Canelo situation and Crawford? What is the difference between Canelo in the David situation, in the Crawford and Boots situation. Listen, it may not be exact, but I'm gonna point out to you how a lot of things are very similar, bro. A lot of things are very similar. Okay. So since last night, now I don't know. I think I saw you talking about this yesterday. He should. He should. And in fact, I'm being crystal clear. If Canelo doesn't fight David this year, bro, I'm gonna call it for what it is. But I'm being fair and I'm leaving. I know he's got 2 fights left. And this is the crazy thing. This is the crazy thing. So you know how all week in the past couple of lives I've been telling y'all how he's damned if he does, damned if he don't, right? And we don't know who he's facing for May, right? We have no idea who he's facing for May. Now, still, we still don't know. We still don't know. I don't know. I haven't heard nothing. But I think most of the boxing world knows, at least for me. Well, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to speak for other people. I'm not going to speak for others. That's one thing I'm not going to do. I'm going to speak for myself. I never expected Canelo to fight David in May. I think he should, but I never really expected it because everyone always talks about the business and how we should think about the business, right? Well, if I'm thinking about things in a business aspect, David on his last fight would be the best way to do it. How would it look if Canelo faces David in May and then loses or something? You know what I mean? And then he has another fight left. I mean, he's always going to have people come out and watch him, but I just think that the toughest fight available for him is going to be the last one on the contract. That's just how I look at it. That's how I would do it if I was business. However, take that for a grain of salt because we see how Amazon has been starting off. So as far as business goes, I don't know who's doing what or what's doing what. I don't believe any sources. I go off of things daily. So even the things that I read change all the time. It's a perfect example, bro. Perfect. I mean, this week should show you that out of anything, this week alone should tell you how rapidly things change, bro. How rapidly things change. So, what was it? Monday? What was it? Monday? Just this Monday? Sources were all over the place. He's fighting Munguia, or he doesn't. PBC don't got the money, or whatever, right? Even I was like, I have no idea. I was like, I'm thinking it's gonna be Munguia. Then he comes out and says, no American. I mean, he's gonna be American. So that narrows it down, takes Munguia out the picture. So people started speculating it was Jamal Charlo. And next thing you know, Jamal Charlo is out there on the jet skis and shit, chilling. So people took that out the way. Then now last night, Samson Lukowicz, and by the way, Samson Lukowicz, I don't think he said there's a handful of things that, and by the way, not just him, just everybody, Teofimo, Canelo, Devin Haney, fucking Ryan, especially Ryan, Tyson Fury, Usyk. A lot of fighters have came out and said things, and then like a week later, they don't change their mind. So when I see someone says Canelo's not fighting, the end of 24 hasn't come, bro. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. I don't care if 10 articles come out and say Canelo's not fighting David in September. Until September comes, I'm not saying nothing because I know the shit changes, bro. It changes. I literally saw Ryan go on live and say, if this fight doesn't happen, don't blame me. He literally made an effort to go online and tell the whole world. So that makes you think, right? Damn, if Ryan went on live and was like, yeah, if this fight don't go through, don't blame me. You probably think like, yeah, he dead ass serious, bro. Yeah, Ryan's trying to make this fight. And then look what happens about a week later. A week later, he's the one that, out of all people, he's the one that pulled out. Now they're back in the go. So it is what it is, man. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Now they're saying that Canelo was saying. So let me give you an example of how something's not right. Explain to me how this makes sense to you. Explain to me how this makes sense to you. How does how does the news say, or the sources or whatever, right? Canelo comes out and says, I'm going to be fighting an American, right? So that takes out Munguia. That takes out Morrell, right? Who does that leave? I mean, if we're talking about actual contenders, I mean, I guess you could put Berlanga in there, and you could put David Benavidez in there, of course Crawford and all these other Americans, but he's not even contending at 168. And to be honest with you, I don't even look at Munguia. Actually, he hasn't even had enough fights at 168. Neither has Berlanga, by the way. I mean, it's just, and now it's like Crawford and David is out. I don't know what to believe, bro. I really don't. I really don't. One day it's this, one day it's that, one day it's this, one day it's that. You know, and I just wish they would make up their damn mind, whoever is making up their damn mind. But most importantly, I wish people would just keep the same way they feel about one thing is the same way they feel about one thing. I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna keep the same energy for Crawford that I am with Canelo. If somebody's gonna say I'm okay with Crawford not fighting Boots, right? Then you should be okay with Canelo saying he doesn't want to fight David. I mean, what are you gonna say? Oh, well, David's been longer in there. It's still a situation where you got a guy that is calling a man out that the fans want to see fight. Boots. And here goes the crazy thing, right? So on my thumbnail, if you've seen my thumbnail, look at the thumbnail. And by the way, when I say this is not going to be a long live, I really mean it, because I think I'm a little bit under the weather today, man. I don't know what I'm feeling. I'm feeling tired, but if you look right here, Tim Bradley did an interview, and by the way, I wanted to say something. I've been going back and looking at my lives and stuff like that, and I've been conducting my channel in a different way. If a matter of fact, I kind of like the way that I've been doing it. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've really changed the way that I've done things over here. And I think I'm going to continue doing it like this because I feel happy. That's the most main thing. The main thing is that I can honestly say that I am not the same person that I was last year. I can honestly tell you I'm not the same person as I was last year. Sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes that's a bad thing. But when I say I'm not the same person as I was last year, I mean it like in regards to YouTube. Okay. In regards to YouTube, I am actually satisfied with the way things are going. You know what I mean? And it's just to give you an example, you know, last year, around this time last year, I honestly believe I was concerned about the wrong things. So basically what I mean by that is, like, I would do a live last year, around this time last year, I would do a live. And if I got done with a live, and any content creator will tell you this, especially people in the boxing, in the boxing community, how many times do people that have a channel, you get done with a live? Let's say your subject is, I don't know, the subject is Canelo. Let's say Canelo, for instance, right? Let's say the subject of it is why you think Canelo, let's say your topic is why you think Canelo isn't ducking David. Just an example. Let's say that's your topic and that's your live. And you get off of your live, right? And it happens to everybody. You get off of your live, and next thing you know, you look and you see other channels live, and their title is, these fucking Canelo fanboys are over here talking about why he shouldn't fight David, right? It happens all the time. So usually I'd be like, are they talking about me, right? And I would really think about it, right? And then I'd waste my time thinking about it, and then I would actually make another live and respond to it. This is the shit I was doing last year. I'm admitting this to you. I'm admitting this to you. And then I just realized, you know what, man? I don't give a fuck anymore. I really don't. And in the past 2 months, I have just been, what I'll do is I'll make my thumbnail the night before or maybe the morning of, and I'll just think of my subject, and then I'll just go on and do my live. And then if my live ends, Even if I think someone is talking about me, bro, I just keep going, bro. This shit, I'm satisfied for the first time. Like, the shit don't bother me, bro. That's why when I said to somebody, don't hit me up on the email about, hey, this guy's talking shit about you, bro. I look at it like this. It's a good thing for me. I'm dead ass serious when I say that. I'm dead ass serious. It's a good thing. My whole mindset has changed about how this YouTube thing works. You know, it took me a while to realize sometimes people, listen, people can tell you, and I'm gonna get into the subject in a second, but I want to make this clear. People can tell you things all they want. People can give you advice on things all they want, but as a grown man and as a human being, you have to go through these things. You have to go through it. A person can tell you all day long, hey, bro, don't walk down that street, or don't talk to that person. Don't associate with that person. They could tell you that all day long. You can either take that advice or you don't. But 9 out of 10, what are you going to do? You're going to walk down that street yourself, right? You're going to talk to that person yourself, because you're going to be like, why are they telling me not to talk to this guy? It happens with everybody. I had to go through the things that I had to go through, and I had to find out that not everybody's your friend, and don't worry about being in a group, and just worry about yourself or whatever. And as much as you would think that that's a normal thing, trust me, it's not as easy. When you start a channel and people tell you, yo, don't listen to trolls, yo, don't listen to that, right? The first thing you're going to do when you see a troll is you're going to want to confront them. If you got a nutsack and you got pride, bro, you're going to want to say something to them. It is what it is. But it's taken trial and error, and now I'm at a point where I'm like, I'm actually satisfied, bro. I'm satisfied. I do my lives. I do my thumbnails. If I see someone talking about me, I'm good, bro. I think it's a good thing. I actually look at when people hit the thumbs down now, that's actually an engagement. That's a view. Just, I'm happy now. I feel better, man. And it's, trust me, the best thing to do is just to keep moving forward and don't even pay motherfuckers attention. Now, by the way, I don't always do that. I still spaz out on trolls. Just like yesterday, I want to talk about one thing, by the way, before I get into the main topic. Yesterday, I'm going back on my live and shit, and I want to make something clear. This is my channel, bro. So if I want to change a rule, I can change a rule. It is what it is. It is what it is. I do shit as I see fit, bro. I don't care if you troll, but let me make something clear. If you're disrupting the people in the chat, bro, if you're disrupting them, bro, you're out of here, bro. You're out of here. There was a dude yesterday. I didn't even see it yesterday. I'm surprised none of y'all told me. I'm going through my live yesterday, and I'm seeing this dude in there, and he's just throwing insult after insult after, but he's not just coming at me, he's coming at other people, right? And I'm like, this motherfucker, right? Because there's a difference between trolling and just being straight up disrespectful and stupid, bro. I ain't got no tolerance for that. We had a guy that came on here yesterday. Shout out to that guy. I don't know his name. What was his name, by the way? I don't know his name. He was on here for an hour yesterday, about an hour and a half. He clicked the link. Salute to that guy, bro. Salute to that guy. Showed that he had a pair of nutsack, came on here, explained to me why he felt a different way. I don't care if you feel a different way. But he came on here and he explained why. Now, to be honest with you, I don't understand how he views the sport, but nonetheless, the dude came on and explained to me how he viewed the sport. He feels like this is a shit generation, and that Canelo isn't really that good. He's just in a sport of people that aren't good. I don't understand that mindset, but nonetheless, salute to that guy that came on here yesterday, man. You're more than welcome back, and you came on here and you explained why you felt a certain way. For the dude that was in the comments yesterday, you won't see him back anymore. He's gonna have to make another account. I could change the rules as I see fit, bro. I don't care if you troll, and I will let 9 comments go. I will let 9. If you're talking shit, if you're saying Shadow, you a fanboy, or Shadow, you this, I don't care. I'll let it go. But damn it, bro. By the 9th or 10th comment, if your ass is still talking shit, you're out of here, bro. Just that, because now you purposely, you ain't even talking boxing, bro. You ain't even talking boxing. Like, fuck that. I ain't got no time for you, bro. Like I'm gonna start making these dudes. My objective now is to make these dudes make new accounts and come in. That's what I'm gonna do, starting today. So just to let y'all know. And mods, by the way, y'all got a wrench? Do whatever the fuck you want, as long as you're not doing it to somebody that's here to support the channel. If you feel a motherfucker is fucking with you or whatever, get him. I don't give a fuck. He a troll anyway. Treat him how he treats others. How about that? Treat him how he treats others. So if you got a wrench and you see someone acting silly and doing some fuck shit, do what you feel. I ain't gonna say nothing. He's not here to talk boxing anyway. So, let me get into one of the things I wanted to talk about today. So, as you see, first off, thank y'all for being here. HLD and Tycho, Boxing Magic, good to see you back. Pounds, Hawker Mustang. I was going through, by the way. I'm gonna go through it again at the end of this live. I'll take care of it tomorrow because tomorrow I'm gonna have some free time. But let me get into my main topics. So look, you guys know the channel. What is it? YM Sports. I think it's YM Sports. So go subscribe to that channel. The clip I'm going to show you today is from that channel, and it's also a Fight Hype. So let me tell you what I'm talking about. So YM Sports and Fight Hype were together yesterday. Now I don't know when the interview took place. I think it could have been yesterday. It could have been yesterday because yesterday we had Nova versus Foster, which by the way, Foster came out with the win. I believe, and I left during the third or fourth round. Did he drop Nova? Did he drop Abraham Nova? I think he dropped him, right? Anyway, he came out with the win yesterday. I don't know if the interview was from yesterday or not. I don't know. But I do know that it was Fight Hype and YM Sports. And so since I always give credit to the people of the clips that I'm going to show, this is from that. I'm trying to understand why if we see a situation going on in one division, right? I don't understand why the same logic can't be applied to another division. I don't care who it is. It should be the same logic. If you have belts, right? This goes for Canelo too. I mean, I've always felt like if you got belts or multiple belts or if you're unified or even if you're undisputed, I feel like you should not be holding up a division, because the good thing about being unified and being undisputed is it's a very hard thing to accomplish. Not many fighters do that. Not many fighters can actually go even unified, let alone go undisputed, let alone. Not many fighters even do get unified, bro. Also, let's not forget that we're also in an era where, unfortunately, it's like trying to get people to unify is like literally like asking them to go in for surgery or something. Like, people don't want to do it. It is what it is. And it seems like the fighters that do want to accomplish things in this sport, the fighters that do care about legacy, or the fighters that do want to keep breaking records or whatever, going for not just money is what I mean. Not saying money's not, listen, money is very important, bro, especially when you're putting your life on the line, bro. I'm just not a pocket watcher. That's all. You should get paid as much as you think you're worth. That's what you should get paid. I don't think no fighter should go underpaid. None. You step in that ring, bro, you putting your life on the line, especially you got family, bro, regardless, you should get paid. But the fighters that seem like they are going for unifications or fighting champions or want to go undisputed or move up in another weight class and fight a champion or just aim for what we call greatness, those are the ones that get criticized. At least from what I see. And then the other ones that only fight once a year, don't really care about that. Those are the ones that people defend and they call them, they say they're cash cows and they run boxing. It's weird. It's weird to me. So Tim Bradley was being interviewed yesterday. I think it was yesterday. I want you to hear what he said, and let me make this clear. The question, what's going on, Troy? Yeah. I want you to understand the context of the Tim Bradley interview that I'm about to play you. So they went up to Tim, and as you know, we all know, listen, it's no secret. First of all, let me make it clear how I feel about Tim Bradley. I don't think that no matter how I feel about somebody, bro, I will never take away nobody's accomplishments and what they did in the ring. Even if I tell you I don't agree with a guy and I don't agree with what he's saying, I will never shit on his accomplishments or shit on what he did in the ring, bro. Never, never. I never will. I'm just not that type of person, bro. I could disagree with you all day. I could critique Crawford all night. I will never take away what that man has done in the ring. I don't. I'm just not that type of dude. So I want to make it clear. Tim Bradley did his thing in the ring. You know, when he was fighting, you know, I remember that he started, if you remember, it was the fight with Pacquiao. I think it was controversial too. I think it was controversial when he won, when he beat Pacquiao. It was very controversial. I remember that was the first time his name really blew up. I don't know about y'all, but that's what I remember. I saw his name and I seen him fight a couple of times, but that's where I remember things really got big with him because a lot of people thought Pacquiao won that fight. The first one, Pacquiao and Bradley. Nonetheless, though, I've seen a lot of Tim Bradley fights, and he's always had heart. So this has got nothing to do with what he's done in the ring. And I like the fact how he always brings up, what's that fight with the Russian guy, man? He always brings it up. He always brings it up. And the only thing I remember about that fight, bro, is there's a part in the fight where Bradley's like, he's getting pieced up and he's still trying to swing. It looked like he's swinging at the air, bro. But it was an exciting fight where it starts with a P or something, some weird ass name. But I want you to understand the context of this interview. Okay, you guys are talking to each other. I thought you was talking to me. I want you to understand the context of this interview. So they're asking Tim Bradley about boots. Jerron and his boots. They're asking him about, do you think Crawford should fight Boots? Now you guys know that Tim Bradley and Crawford have a very good relationship, especially with Andre Ward and everything like that. I don't care about how he views the situation. I really don't. If this is how he feels, that's how he feels. But right after he says what he says, listen to what he says right after that. So this is the first thing he said. I'm gonna play. I broke him down into 3 parts. Broke him down. Let me make sure I got everything here. Okay, let me see. Okay, so when they asked Tim Bradley in regards to should Boots fight Crawford, this is what he said.
Crawford has done what he needed to do to make everybody understand and know that he's the baddest man on the planet. Crawford has done what he needed to do to make everybody understand and know that he's the baddest man on the planet. He's done what he needed to do. 2-time undisputed. I mean, what more do we need? So now he's in a position now to where he's well known. People love to see him fight, and he needs to take advantage of it. And he needs to get that bag, man. So with saying that, I don't know what his move is, his next move is. I don't know. Fight a fucking YouTuber. I don't know, and I don't care. But he's in a position now, he needs to maximize his money.
I know. Believe me, you're thinking what I'm thinking, right? It gets better. It gets better. This is amazing. This is actually amazing. I'm watching this and I'm like, really? Is that how you feel, Tim? Okay, yeah, that's how, okay, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Let's go through that again, just real quick. He said that Crawford has earned the right to basically make any fight that he wants. Right? That's what he said. Crawford has made it to that point where he can make any fight he wants, and right now, he should worry about maximizing his money. Go fight a YouTuber for all I care. I don't know. I don't care. But I just want him to maximize his money. That's what Tim Bradley just said. Crawford has made it to the point, doesn't need anything, maximizes money. So then they asked him, okay, well, what about fighting Boots? By the way, This is from Fight Hype and YNM Sports. So this is from them. This is Fair Use Act. I already said that already, but I'm saying it again because I know that YouTube just loves to fucking strike me just to strike me. It's like pimp smacking somebody. They just want to smack you for no reason. I said it 2 times already. So you heard what Bradley just said. Crawford has made it to where he's got to make it. It's about money now. When they asked him about Boots, this is what he said about Boots.
And that's fair, but on the other end, though, it's really kind of unfair because it's just like Boots won a shot, and he's a young guy trying to make a name for himself. It's not like Crawford's retiring.
And he still holds belts at 47.
So it's just like, shouldn't he be like, let me give the young bull a shot, and if he could beat me, beat me. But I'm probably going to beat him.
How did Boots get his belt?
I mean, yeah, Crawford got stripped.
Same way Tim Tszyu got his belt.
All right, so he got his belt the same way Tim Tszyu got his belt. When the hell is Boots fighting? When is he fighting?
May.
See, Boots right now, I don't know if he...
Are you guys hearing this shit? Listen, you already know where I'm going to go with this. I'm just seeing if you guys are picking up on this, bro. I'm checking the temperature in the room right now because when I first watched this, bro, I immediately was like, what? Are you picking? I think some of y'all already picked up on it in the comments. Yes, you guys already have. Yes. So you know where I'm going with this. This is hilarious to me. It's hilarious because right after he says this, and I'm going to play it all in its entirety because I swear to you, this is not like he said this. Listen. This is not like he said this Monday and then like Tuesday, added on to it. It's the same interview. Keep that in context. This is the same interview. It's not like he said something and had time to think and was like, you know what? Maybe I should take that back or maybe no. This is literally in the same interview that they're interviewing him, he says it. So I'm going to play the first part again. I'm going to play the second part again. And then watch when I play you the third part. So once again, the first one is in regards to Crawford. How does he feel Crawford should he fight Boots? And his literal answer is this. And I'm playing it for you. Want to know why I'm playing it over again too, by the way? I'm doing this on purpose. Because I'm gonna start trolling back the trolls. That's what I'm gonna do. I've noticed, like, I'm gonna start having fun with these guys. I'm gonna really start having fun with these guys, bro. You see, they want to come in here. They want to come in here and play the whole stupid shit, right? They want to come in here and act like they're stupid and their IQ isn't really that high. And you'll sit there and you'll tell them, hey, I'm going to tell you a story from 1999. You literally tell them that. I'm going to tell you a story from 1999. You go on and start telling the story, and they're in the comments like, why are you talking about some shit from 1999? So they want to play stupid, right? They want to play stupid. I'm going to play stupid with these guys back. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start talking the language that these guys in the short bus ride, I'm going to start talking this language back to them. Because obviously the only language they understand is literally, English for dummies. Common sense for dummies is what these people only understand. So fine. I don't like talking. I don't like talking like I'm scolding you. I don't like that. I shouldn't have to talk to you like I talk to a child. I shouldn't have to do that. But since you want to come in here and act stupid, I'll talk to you that like you're a child. So when they asked him about Crawford fighting Boots, he says this. Oh, and by the way, the first 10 seconds is a loop. I should have erased that part. Nonetheless, let's hear it again, just in case.
Crawford has done what he needed to do to make everybody understand and know that he's the baddest man on the planet. Crawford has done what he needed to do to make everybody understand and know that he's the baddest man on the planet. He's done what he needed to do. 2-time undisputed. I mean, what more do we need? So now he's in a position now to where he's well known. People love to see him fight, and he needs to take advantage of it. And he needs to get that bag, man. So, with saying that, I don't know what his move is, his next move is. I don't know. Fight a fucking YouTuber. I don't know, and I don't care.
Okay, right. Then when they ask him, okay, we hear you, Tim, we hear you. He needs to maximize his money. But what about fighting Boots? Like, Boots is right there. Boots is waiting for him. Is what he says about Boots.
That's fair, but on the other end, though, it's really kind of unfair because it's just like Boots want a shot, and he's a young guy trying to make a name for himself. It's not like Crawford's retiring.
And he still holds belts at 47.
So it's just like, shouldn't he be like, let me give the young bull a shot, and if he could beat me, beat me. But I'm probably going to beat him.
How did Boots get his belt?
I mean, yeah, Crawford got stripped.
Same way Tim Tszyu got his belt.
All right, so he got his belt the same way Tim Tszyu got his belt. When the hell is Boots fighting? When is he fighting?
May.
See, Boots right now, I don't know if he's having issues, and I don't want to spread any rumors, but it seems to me that he's having some issues getting fights. I don't know what that is about. I don't know what.
Doesn't even answer the question, bro. Did you notice that? They asked him, so what about Boots? He says, how did Boots get it? He doesn't even answer the question. The question was, what about Crawford fighting Boots? That was the question. The question was, what about Crawford fighting Boots? Why don't you just fight the young bull? You heard what he said. Why don't you just fight the young bull? If you could beat me, right? Bradley says, how did he get his belt? Oh, I don't know what's going on with Boots. He can't get a fight, whatever. He's not even answering the question, right? Okay. Then right after he says these two things, he needs to maximize his money. Doesn't answer the question about whether he should fight Boots or not, right? Which towards the end of the interview, his answer to that was, it's not a money fight. Right after he says these things, in the same interview, he says this about Canelo Alvarez.
He feels that like he ain't gonna get any credit if he fought Crawford. It's understandable. I understand where Canelo's coming from because he got all the criticism for fighting baby brother, Charlo. You know, so hopefully Canelo, let me just get on Canelo. Hopefully Canelo steps up and he fights Benavidez. You know, that's what I'm waiting on.
He literally said, let me get on Canelo real quick. Hopefully he'll step up and fight Benavidez. Everything you just said about Crawford is true with Canelo. Canelo has earned the right to be where he's at. Canelo has earned the right to maximize as much money as he wants to get. I don't know. How can you sit there and say Crawford has earned the right to fight whoever he wants? When they ask him about Boots, he says, how did Boots get his belt? What does that matter? And you heard the guy say, the same way Tim Tszyu got his belt. The same way Tim Tszyu got his belt. And the other guy's like, what does that matter? Why don't you just fight the young bull? And if you could beat me, you could beat me, right? And then Tim goes into, listen, he needs to maximize his money, y'all. He's earned this spot. He's earned this spot. And then right after that, he goes, let me get on Canelo real quick. Hopefully Canelo will step up and fight David. I mean, you, bro, it's comedy. It's comedy, bro. It's comedy. It's comedy. It's comedy. So Canelo hasn't earned the right to fight whoever he wants. And you know what somebody's going to say to that? They're going to say, he's been earned the right to fight whoever he wants, though. Canelo's already made a couple $100 million. It doesn't matter. If anything, the guy that's been doing it longer and the guy who's more accomplished and the guy that's a four division champion, undisputed, fighting champions almost in every fight, who takes a chance in between fights. You know, he has his, I went into this yesterday and a couple people got mad, but the fact of the matter, it's the truth. You take Canelo's tune-ups, right? And you take these guys and you compare them to the resumes of some of the guys that they try to shame him with. And his tune-ups is like 80% better than most of the people that are on the resume of the people that they're trying to shame him with. That's just the truth. So you know what people do? They'll hear something like this, right? And they will focus on something like this. So instead of talking about that, this is what they'll do. Let me show you. right? So, as you know, yesterday, right? Yesterday, you know how, all these sources and different things are changing, right? We've gone over this before. They're constantly changing. Now, Samson, right? I'm sure you guys have heard of this already, but I need to show it to you so you can understand where I'm coming from. I need you to understand exactly where I'm coming from. So, right here. And by the way, I'm using Boxing News 24 because I'm using one article as an example. And the reason why I'm doing this is because the same outlet is reporting on both. So this way a person can't say to me, oh, you're using Boxing News 24 over here and you're using, this. No. I'm just using one outlet just to show you. So right here, it says that Benavidez, promoter slams Canelo. It's time to move on. So according to Samson Lukowicz, and I'm pretty sure you heard this already, right? He says that they got word that Canelo's camp says they're not fighting him in 2024. And he says Canelo's legacy will be stained because he did not fight the best at his time, which is Benavidez. I think the children, maybe the grandchildren, one day will ask, why did he not fight Benavidez? Samson Lukowicz says, right? Samson Lukowicz. So, of course, people take this, and like I said, it's kind of weird. It's only with Canelo does this happen. Instead of waiting to see what happens in September, because if anything should show you anything, this week alone should show you that things are constantly changing. One day he's fighting Munguia. The next day he's got problems with PBC. I'm just talking about what people, the rumors and the articles and the rumblings or whatever, right? One day he's got money problems. One day he's fighting Munguia. One day he's fighting Charlo. And you notice how as the week went on, all these things got shot down. Every single one of them got shot down. I thought he was going to fight Munguia. He comes out, he says he's going to be fighting an American. I heard that, PBC was shutting down, and that still may be a thing. I don't know. But, they don't have Canelo's money. He comes out and says, no, I am fighting on Cinco de Mayo. I want to make it clear. I am fighting on Cinco de Mayo. I will be fighting an American. Then people started saying, hey, it's Jamal Charlo, right? It's Jamal Charlo. Then in the same day, Jamal Charlo's on the damn boats or whatever. I didn't hear anything. I ain't talked to Al. Ain't nobody talked to me, right? So they shoot that down. So now, a day later, Samson Lukowicz says Canelo doesn't plan on fighting David in 2024. I'm waiting, bro. I'm waiting because I still haven't heard who Canelo's fighting. And I don't think he's fighting David in May anyway. I still think that it's the second fight of the contract. I'm waiting. But it's kind of crazy because if you're going to report on that, then, report on the fact that the IBF is mandating Gerard and his boots to fight Crowley, even though he's repeatedly come out and says he wants to fight Crawford. You notice that when the guy that was interviewing Tim Bradley, and shout out to that guy, he's telling Tim, he's like, wait a second. Crawford has not retired. Crawford has not left 147. As far as I know, he hasn't left 147. In fact, when we go to the boxing standings, right? We go to the standings over here. And we go over to welterweight. Right here. Terrence Crawford is still clearly visible. Terrence Crawford is the Ring Magazine champion. He's the WBO. He's the WBC. And he's the WBA. And Gerard and his boots is the IBF. And you heard what Tim said. Tim started talking about, well, how did Gerard and his boots get his IBF? Answering everything but Crawford fighting boots. Then at the end, he says, it's not a money fight. It's not a money fight And he shouldn't fight Boots because Boots ain't gonna bring no money to the table. And Crawford has earned everything right now. He has earned the right to maximize his money. And then right after that says, let me get on Canelo. Canelo should step up and fight David. So Canelo hasn't earned his right to maximize his money. David's last fight with Boo Boo, I believe, pay-per-view. Correct me if I'm wrong. How did those numbers do, guys? How did those numbers do? Did they break box office things? I could have swore. Matter of fact, I think G Funky, I could have swore that you told me or whatever that the numbers were not great. I'm gonna admit and say I don't know about the numbers, but I'm telling you right now, I know they were nothing to write home about. I don't remember after that weekend everyone saying, "Damn, that fight did well." That fight was crazy. Everybody tuned in. It was remarkable. It was remarkable. Over 1 million buys. I didn't hear nothing like that. In fact, I heard from multiple. I don't know how credible they are, but I heard from multiple sources that David and Boo Boo numbers were horrible. So let me get this straight. Crawford has earned the right to fight whoever he wants. I could agree with that. I mean, he fought Spence after all this time and everything, and he is undisputed. He's earned the right to fight who he wants, right? He shouldn't fight Boots because Boots doesn't sell. And every fight that he fights from now on should be him maximizing his money. Exact words, Tim Bradley. And then in the same sentence, I hope Canelo steps up and fights David. David doesn't bring money to the table. Canelo has earned his right to fight whoever he wants. David is waiting, just like Boots is waiting. In fact, Boots has an IBF strap. And if Crawford was to beat Boots, that would make him 2 times undisputed at welterweight. So people will say, oh, well, Canelo doesn't want to fight David because it's high risk, low reward. Well, Tim Bradley said in the same interview, Boots is high risk, low reward. So when you notice how if it's Crawford, he could do whatever he wants. Let's let it go. But Canelo, in the same sentence, David can keep aiming at fucking Canelo all day. I mean, this is what I mean. And it's just like, I think it's the same. I look at it like this. If Canelo doesn't fight David by the end of September, I'm going to call Canelo a duck, or I'm going to say that he's avoiding him. And I'm going to tell you right now, if Crawford doesn't fight Boots because of the same exact scenario, Boots doesn't bring money to the table and David doesn't bring a whole lot of money to the table either. Boots is a high risk, low reward fight. And if anything, David is even more of a high risk, low reward because Canelo has all the belts, I believe, whereas Boots has a belt. Boots actually has a belt, the IBF. So everything that's going on with Crawford, you can apply all that to Canelo. If Crawford has earned his right, damn it, Canelo has earned his right. David don't sell, Boots don't sell. So why don't we just, how about this? Why don't we just give them, I know people ain't going to like this, but let's keep it a buck. How about we just give them both a pass, y'all? How about that? I got an idea. How about if it's okay for Boots to not fight Crawford, it's okay for David not to fight Canelo. How about that? I don't see what's the difference. I want to see them both. I've been calling for Crawford to fight Boots for the longest now, and I want to see Canelo fight David. But I figured, hey, I mean, if we're gonna let Crawford go, just let Canelo go. It's the same thing, ain't it? Has it Canelo earned his way? Does David sell? Am I missing something? Right. And if we say that, then let me ask you, and that very well may be true by the end of September if it don't come. But let me ask you, Tycho, does it look like Crawford wants to fight Boots? This statement very, very well might be true, Tycho. You're right. Canelo might not even want any smoke with David. I'm still waiting till September because, like I told you, just this week alone, things kept changing. It's Munguia. It's not Munguia. It's Charlo. It's not Charlo. PBC lost his money. They do got his money. He's fighting on Cinco de Mayo. He's not fighting on Cinco de Mayo. Now Samson Lukowicz is saying he's not fighting him in 2024. I'm just waiting till September. It's just kind of crazy that I don't understand how and by the way, it's nothing about, you know, Tim. Is Tim a Hall of Famer? I think Tim might actually could be a Hall of Famer. But I mean, how can you sit there in the same sentence and say, you know, Crawford is right now should be maximizing his money? I mean, he's earned his right. He even said, I don't care if he fights a YouTuber, Tim says. I don't care. He shouldn't fight Boots because Boots is high risk, low reward, and Boots doesn't bring no money to the fight. That's the same exact case with Canelo. Canelo has earned his way. Canelo can fight who he wants. And David and Boo Boo did trash numbers. Respectfully, they did trash numbers. So if we give Crawford a pass, then I don't see why Canelo don't get a pass. They don't get it. Neither one of them gets a pass from me. I'm telling you that right now. Neither one of them gets a pass from me. I'm not playing this. Oh, I'm gonna get on Crawford and I'm not gonna get on Canelo, or I'm gonna get on Canelo and I'm not gonna get on Crawford. I don't do that over here. It's the same shit. It's almost the same scenario to me. It's the only difference. The only difference is one guy is Canelo and David is at 168, and maybe David's been calling out him longer, but it's the same fucking scenario. In fact, Boots got an IBF belt now. And they're calling him an email champion. Meanwhile, he's over here saying, I want to fight this guy. And they keep saying, well, it's not worth anything. He doesn't move the needle. Well, neither does David. It's like, it's the same exact shit. Maybe not the same exact to where it's like 100%, but damn it, it's the same thing, bro. Everything that you can say about the Crawford situation, you could say in the Canelo situation. Right? Fuck around and just make that, right? Yeah. Right, Tycho. But Tycho, let's look at the numbers real quick. If the argument, yeah, but I hear what you're saying, Tycho. But the argument is, Boots brings no money to the table. Right? Oh, let me, Tycho. Let me see. Neither one is okay. Okay, thank you. So you understand what I'm saying. I am not making I've already told you, bro. Canelo don't fight him. I'm calling him a duck, bro. I'm just trying to understand how one is okay and how the other one's not. But they're fine. They're fine with Canelo moving up, Crawford moving up 3 weight classes. How about Crawford fight Boots and Canelo fight David? How about that? That's what I want to see? I want to see David fight Canelo, and I want to see Crawford fight Boots. Or at least, if Crawford's not going to fight at 147 no more, and it's the same thing with Canelo, bro. If you're not fighting at 168 no more, bro, then your name shouldn't be on there as the undisputed champion and holding all these belts. If Crawford says he's not fighting at 147 no more, why the hell is he still up there on the rankings? Why doesn't he just say, I'm going to 154 and that's it? What? Well, that's another great question. I mean, if you want to say that, if you want to say that David is, I mean, yeah, he beat Plant and Boo Boo. I talked about this yesterday, but mind you, I didn't say this, but mind you, the same community was these were the same people that said that Boo Boo, and I had to learn about this myself. Yeah, Boo Boo was a 2-division champ, but Boo Boo never fought for a belt. That's a fact. So if Boots is an email champion, right? I'm just trying to keep it consistent on both sides. If Boots is an email champion because he technically didn't fight for his, and Boo Boo never fought a champion, so what are we doing here? Caleb Plant? Well, David fought Caleb, and so did Canelo. Are you talking about Jamel? I don't know what Jamel's doing, bro. The last thing we heard about Jamel was that whole thing where he said he smacked up the woman or whatever, and I hope he's all right, bro. Because, you know, to be honest with you, I like Jamel out of both brothers, yo. Jamel was the one that was giving me, as a boxing fan, was giving me the fights, and he did his thing at 154. He fought Harrison twice, and he fought Castaño twice, and he pulled out of the Tinzu, but then he fought Canelo, but then he really didn't fight Canelo when he got in the ring, but still. I like Jamal. I don't got anything against Jamal either. I just don't understand why people are saying, well, he's not focused on. Jamal's never been focused on boxing. Jamal's never. Tell me when he was. Tell me when he was, because even when he was back then, he was having issues, and he was having, they were talking about his drinking, and maybe not as much, but still, you know, Jamel was always the brother that was locked in, bro. Jamel was always the one that was locked in. When you say pass, I listen. Let me make what I'm saying crystal clear. I'm not giving neither one of them a pass. All I'm seeing is people giving Crawford a pass, but not Canelo. And then, or they're giving him a pass, and I'm not giving neither of them a pass. And I ask you, as a boxing fan, should either of them get a pass? Should either of them? Because literally, when you say that, you know what you're telling me? You know what you're telling me? You're telling me, yeah, you know, Canelo needs to fight David, but I'm okay with Crawford not fighting Boots. And what has Boots done? And this and that. Meanwhile, the guy's calling him out. The guy's he's calling him out, bro. Neither of them do good numbers. You could say David's done this, David's done that, or David's done this. At the end of the day, we've seen that this year alone has shown us that the business is what they care about. They could give a fuck whether this guy fought 20 champions or this guy didn't. If this guy ain't selling, obviously, what does that tell you? So if we're going off high risk, low reward, and we're going off that, hey, he shouldn't fight him because he's earned his right. Well, both Crawford and Canelo have both earned their right to be in the position where they're at. They both earned the right to call whoever they want to fight. The argument is, right? One guy is the mandatory, which recently officially became mandatory. That was another narrative going around. He's been out for 2 or 3 years. No. And in fact, I talked about this yesterday. Let's not forget that David lost the belt twice. And if he didn't lose the belt twice, he would have been one of the champions that Canelo would have had to run through. We've been through this already. Now, we can't live in the past, but you can't forget that either. Not once, but twice he lost the belts. Obviously, David is paying for that now. Now, I don't think it's right because I feel like David has earned his shot at Canelo. I'm not giving Canelo a pass and not fighting him. I'm saying I want to see Crawford fight Boots, and I want to see Canelo fight I want to see Canelo fight David. I don't understand how people, you know, it's almost like saying, well, Boots hasn't fought nobody and Boots brings no money to the table, so it's okay for Crawford not to fight him, right? But meanwhile, we all know that the business cares about money, and David and Boo Boo did shit numbers. It doesn't matter whether David fights on pay-per-view or not. The fact of the matter is it did shit numbers. So if Canelo can use the same exact thing, well, why should I fight him? If I'm maximizing my money, I don't have to fight him. It's high risk, low reward. Just like Tim Bradley said that Boots is high risk and low reward. I just don't understand why we just can't say, hey, both of them should fight, bruh. or at least both of them. If y'all ain't gonna fight in y'all weight class, then at least relinquish the titles, bro. Y'all slowing up the division, both of y'all. Tycho, if you do shit numbers on pay-per-view and you do shit numbers on TV, what does it both equal, my guy? It doesn't. I mean, at the end of the day, the result is still the same. The result is still the same. If two cars are sliding on the snow and one says, yeah, but one got snow tires though. One got chain and snow tires though. They're both sliding, bro. They're both, it doesn't matter. If one can have triple chains, one can have quadruple chains. They're both sliding. The end result is they're sliding, bro. The end result is the numbers are low. If we want to play that game, I'm not trying to play that game. I'm trying to understand what people are saying. I mean, listen to it yourself. Listen to it yourself. I mean, he says that Crawford has earned the right to fight whoever he wants. Sounds like Canelo. Then he says Boots basically brings no money, right? Well, let's look up. Matter of fact, just before I even get into it, let's look up David's last pay-per-view numbers. Let's do this. How about we do this? Because since that seems to be the problem, like, I guess because you get shit numbers on pay-per-view and you don't get shit numbers and you don't do paper, I guess that there's a difference. I guess there's a difference. I don't know, but let's see. Because if I'm wrong, I'll admit I'm wrong. Maybe there is a difference. Maybe bad numbers on pay-per-view is different than bad numbers. I sounds like to me bad numbers are bad numbers, but let's see. Okay. Boxing Scene did 60K, 60 pay-per-view. Let me see the actual article. Is that true? 60K? It didn't even break 100? That can't be true. It didn't even go over 100. No, I don't even believe that. I don't even believe that. Okay, let's go to Boxing News 24. Let's see what they say. Horrible 60K. Holy shit, 60K. Bruh. That ends that. I don't even have to go into it even more. I don't care if he's fighting pay-per-view. I don't care if he's fought 10 champions. If the argument is low 60K, it didn't even break 100, bro. And they were both so-called champions, right? Or Boo was a 2-division champion, or is Boo a 2-division champion? I mean, because look, guys, we can't play one game with one person and not play it with the other, bro. You understand what I'm saying? Like if I'm gonna say Canelo should fight David before September, and if he doesn't, it's a duck. I'm gonna say the same thing for Crawford. Because if they're saying that it's about numbers, bro, it's the same thing. If you're saying Crawford has earned, so did Canelo. He's earned. I mean, the only difference is you're gonna say, well, David's resume is a little bit, he's actually fought a champion or two, and his numbers are bad, but they're on pay-per-view. Boots don't even fight on pay-per-view. If those are the only two things, but at the end of the day, he did 60K. I don't know. That cancels it out for me, bro. neither one of them is getting a pass from me. I did not know that Boo Boo and David did 60K. I honestly, I shit you not, I thought it did over 100, bro. I don't see why it wouldn't, bro. That's bad for boxing itself. Can you imagine what Tim Tszyu and Thurman's going to do? Oh, my goodness, bro. The belt ain't even on the line. I don't know, man. Ain't neither one of them getting a pass from me. I'll tell you that right now. I mean, if y'all want to give somebody a pass, it doesn't matter. Listen, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what I think. Doesn't matter what Tycho thinks. Doesn't matter what anybody in the chat thinks, bro. Canelo's going to fight who he's going to fight, and Crawford's going to fight who he's going to fight. So let's make that clear. We could cry all day. We could say, well, this is right. This is not right. And the number's here. The number that at the end of the day, these guys are going to fight who they're going to fight. The only thing we could do is wishful thinking at this point. I can tell you one thing. I want to see I really did not know it did 60K. Wow. I'm actually dropping the link because I wasn't going to, but that actually shocked me, and I learned something new every day. I learn something new every day. That's crazy, bro. That's bad. That's bad. 60K. Did Devin and Prograis do better than that? Did Haney and Prograis do better than that? There's no way they did 60K, bro. Wow, okay. So one source is saying 50K, and then the other one is saying the pre-fight number was just above over 65,000. So if we take the better one into account, Devin Haney and Prograis sold 5,000 more pay-per-views. That's still both bad. That means Haney and Prograis combined with Andre and David, both of them combined, did not even make 300,000. What's going on, brother? Hey, I remember you was telling me about the Andre numbers. What's going on, G Funky? Yo. Hold on. I can't hear you,
No,
brother.
my mistake. My mistake. I was on mute. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Hey, yeah, you was the one telling me about the Andre numbers, right?
Yeah. I got those numbers. I think it was a couple days before they were actually starting to get reported. Yeah, they didn't do well. And look, here's the problem with these guys, man. Benavidez is included in this. Plant, Andre, because those are the two guys that he fought this last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And before you say anything, I want to make it clear. I'm talking about both of them. I'm not giving a pass to either one of them, bro.
Oh,
I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it's okay for it's not okay for Canelo to not fight David, but it's okay for him not to fight him, when the excuse that I'm hearing from the fighters, I'm not talking about fans in the chat or nothing. The excuse from the fighters and the excuse from people in the business are both the same. They both earned their way. You heard Tim Bradley. They've earned their way. They've earned their, I guess they paved their way to where they can call their own shots. Okay, I get it. I do agree with that. I do agree. Crawford is a 2-time undisputed. I never shit on Crawford on what he's done. I defended him the whole time with that Top Rank Toby and everything like that. So it is what it is. I don't think it's his fault that he was over at Top Rank in the resume that he has. That's here nor there.
Let me just explain something real quick, man.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to try to clear up anything that Tim Bradley said, because I don't know what he's thinking. But here's what I'll say is that him saying that Crawford has earned the right as if he's in the same ballpark as Canelo is horseshit. Okay. Look, here's the thing with Crawford. He's on his way out. He's getting ready to retire. And he's another guy who has been grossly overpaid his entire career. Now he finally had a big fight with Spence, and they actually made some money off of it. But prior to that, he wasn't doing big numbers anywhere, right? He was getting paid a good guarantee. I think he was getting a higher guarantee than any welterweight over the last several years. Spence was the only one that was actually making more money than him because Spence was fighting on pay-per-view. And a couple of his pay-per-views did pretty decent, I guess you could say, right? But the fact that now that he's made $10 million fighting Spence and the pay-per-view did more than they thought, yeah, he's looking for big paydays. So if you're looking for a big payday to continue that trend, right, of making a lot of money, Boots is not going to bring you any money. That's just the fact, dude. It's a
Yeah, I
fact.
agree with that.
Has
I
nothing to
agree.
do with sanctioning bodies, mandatories, unifications, none of that shit. He's just flat out. Boots is not a draw. Nobody knows who the
No,
fuck
he's
this
not.
guy is.
And look, and before you say anything, that's I agree with that. And like Tycho said, he's not even a pay-per-view guy. So
Right, and
I agree with that. I agree with that.
yeah, and look, that's something that can be a little muddy too, because a lot of these guys fight on pay-per-view because they want to get paid money. It's not because there's a high demand for it, right? Like when Benavidez versus Plant, right? Samson told me this on my interview on my channel that I did with him, that the only reason that he waited to make that Plant fight was because he wanted to maximize the profit. He wanted to
I-
maximize the pay for both guys.
How much?
So
How many buys did that do?
that did somewhere around 100K, that fight. It did better than the Andrade fight because Andrade has no fucking fans. Nobody knows who the fuck that guy is either. So that's why that fight did worse with David. But again, both guys want to get paid a lot of money.
So how much
So
did
in order to make
Canelo?
the
How much
fight,
did
they have to
Canelo?
pay.
Wait, hold on. How much did Canelo and Plant do?
Canelo and Plant, I believe, did around 800.
So Canelo and Plant did 800 because it's the same guy, Plant.
Mm-hmm.
So Canelo and Plant did 800, and Plant and David did what you said?
Somewhere
Like
around
around,
100K. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less.
okay. So that goes to show you David's not really bringing in. Okay.
No,
All right.
he's not a pay-per-view star. He's not a pay-per-view guy. But here's the difference is demographics, man. That's the difference here. You have and not to mention you have a bona fide pay-per-view star in Canelo Alvarez on the other side. Right? Crawford's not there yet. So a fight with Boots doesn't generate shit, most likely. You could look, he fought John Ryder, and I think it did 400K in the US market. An unknown guy in John Ryder, and it did 400K. So if you put him in there with a Mexican American, David Benavidez, right? There's already a rivalry there between the Mexicans from Mexico who will be on Canelo's side, the Mexican Americans that could possibly be on Benavidez's side, a lot of them still with Canelo. So you have that rivalry there already built in for that pay-per-view. Not to mention, a lot of people feel they could sell it as this guy's a real threat to Canelo. Look at his size. Look at how fast he is. He's powerful. He's knocking everybody out.
But if we
With
were to
Boots,
do
you
this, so
can't say that with
if we
Boots.
were to go off the business like you're saying, wouldn't it? I'm going off your mentality. If we're going off like that, wouldn't it be smarter for him to just fight Munguia?
That's a possible fight too. Very possible.
Now it's not the fight I want. I want him to fight David. But I'm saying, so if we're talking about numbers and we're talking about, wouldn't that do more?
It could possibly. It could possibly. Although I think again that because a lot of people, even pugilists, believe that Benavidez has a very good chance of beating Canelo. I know you don't think that, and a lot of people
No.
don't. But
I no.
most people, there's a
Hold on,
lot of
wait a
people
second.
that
Hold
think.
on, G Funky.
Yeah.
I didn't say that. I said that David has a good chance of. I said the fight's not going to go the way people think it's going to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
So,
always said I think David has a very good chance of beating Canelo.
but that's how
I
you could
just
that's how you could sell it to
what
the
the
public,
reason
though,
why
right?
I want to make it clear with what I've been saying, because see, look, and this is, I'm glad you said that, because now I can clear up what I've been saying. I've been saying that I can't wait to see the fight because I don't think it's going to go the way people are going to go, because the way that people talk is they make it seem like he's going to walk Canelo down. He didn't even walk Plant down. Okay. He didn't walk Plant down. The first 6 rounds when David fought Plant, he was playing it. And I don't know, maybe it's because Plant had just knocked out Darrell. I have no idea, but he fought Plant differently the way than he fought Darrell, Boo Boo. Boo Boo, he went straight at him, got him out of there. I think he was trying to prove a point. But I went back and I even saw the Plant fight the other day. And David was very cautious the first. Now, mind you, the fight before that, Plant had knocked out Durrell. So maybe he was like, I got to be a little careful.
And
But
plus,
either
you
way,
could say this too. I think that Plant, at least in my opinion, is a better fighter than Andrade. In my opinion, I think he's a
okay,
better
yeah,
boxer.
yeah, I can go with that. I can go with that.
Yeah,
But my whole point is that I do not think the fight is going to go. I've heard people say that they think Canelo is going to make it look easy. I don't think that. I think it's going to be a close fight. I think that, I'm not betting money on that fight because David
yeah,
could very well beat him. It's a very high risk fight. I'm
yeah.
saying that I feel like he ain't going to walk him down. And I feel like all these advantages people are giving him, I feel like Canelo kind of like he nullifies it. And what I mean by that is, okay, you got David, who's a younger fighter, a taller fighter with reach, good stamina, pressure fighter, got a lot of heart, got a lot of dog, right? Well, okay, well, you got Canelo, who's got great defense, who's got a better chin than Canelo, who's got a better resume and experience than Canelo. Now he's shown in the past that he doesn't have great stamina, you know what I mean? But also, when you have a pressure fighter like that, Canelo is a good counterpuncher. So I just feel like a lot of it nullifies itself. And plus, I never thought David's gonna walk in there and just walk down Canelo. I just don't see it.
Well, here's what I'll say is right. All these things you're saying, I agree. I agree 100% with all of them, and you can use all these to sell to the public that this is a real threat of a guy that could stop Canelo possibly. Like these are all things you can use to sell the fight, whether you agree with it or not. That's how you can sell it to the casual fans. That's how you can get the casual fans excited. How are we going to get casual fans excited for a Boots fight with Crawford? When you look at both guys' styles,
Okay,
it's
well,
probably going to be a boring fucking fight.
Since we're on that subject, then you tell me what fight, because according to you, Bud isn't even a pay-per-view, doesn't even bring numbers, which I agree to that somewhat. Yeah,
You gotta have a dance partner. Yeah.
Right. So who's his dance partner then? That since he's trying to maximize, who's his next fight then? That you think that you could sell to the public?
Personally, I think it would probably be Tim Tszyu, especially
That's the closest
if
one,
he
right?
gets rid of Thurman, right? Because no one's beat Thurman like that. Not even Pacquiao when Pacquiao beat him. That was a close fight. If he can go in there and stop Thurman impressively, yeah, he's got a big fan base in Australia. That's a fight that could definitely be made. No problem. And again, to me, you could sell it much better than a Boots fight. Much better.
Yeah.
And again, Crawford, he's the type of guy that needs a dance partner to do well because he fought Khan on pay-per-view and it didn't do nothing. He fought Sean Porter on pay-per-view, it did nothing. He fought Evanescence on pay-per-view, it did nothing.
Evanescence was on pay-per-view?
Yes, that was on pay-per-view. I purchased it.
I did not even know that, bro.
Yeah, it didn't do
Because
well.
I had missed that fight. I had got
so
surgery around that time.
So because Spence, right, going into the fight. Now, we're not going to talk about hindsight. We're talking about prior to the fight. I think most people felt like that was close to a 50-50 matchup, as you'll get at the time at welterweight for all the belts. It genuinely got people excited because, yeah, we don't know who could win. Either guy could win.
Yeah.
Turned out the opposite, but, that's why we fought the fights.
I mean, listen, without a doubt,
there's gotta be a threat,
Yeah, no, without a doubt, and this is without a shadow of a doubt, the Canelo's biggest threat is David Benavidez. It's very clear. It's very abundant. He's not in a rush to get in the ring with this guy. It's very abundant. It's very clear. I'm still waiting until September. And because I do not, this past week, all I've been seeing, and I've been guilty of it myself, by the way. I've been guilty of it myself. I read a headline and I'm like, oh shit, this is happening. Then, oh shit, this is happening. And then, oh shit, this is happening. So that's why I'm not jumping on this whole he's not fighting David in 2024, because just Monday, I thought he was fighting Jamal. Or I thought, PBC didn't have his money and he wasn't even fighting on Cinco de Mayo. None of that came true. None of that.
Well, we don't know yet. The only thing he announced Tuesday was that he was going to continue his fights to be free in Mexico with his deal with TV Azteca down in Mexico.
Yeah, no, I'm going off I don't know, because you're saying, I'm reading here now that Samson Lukowicz is saying that they got word he's not fighting him in 2024. But I'm like, how much should we look into that? Because just these same people were saying that he was fighting Jamal.
Yeah, we don't know who his opponent is yet, man. It's a weird situation. And again, I think it's a lot of it is because again, we don't know for certainty what is going on with PBC. Even with them going with Amazon, we still don't know what's going on. We won't know until again Canelo makes an announcement.
Bro, I can't
I've
believe.
heard a couple of things in the background, but we have to wait and see.
So if I was to ask you then, who do you think? Okay, let me ask you two questions. I'm gonna ask you a two-part question. You don't got to tell me who your source is. You don't got to tell me any of that. But I do want your opinion. Who do you think he's fight? First question is, who do you think he's fighting in May, or possibly most likely? And second, do you think he fights David in 2024?
I do think he fights David in 2024.
Yeah, I honestly think he does too. I really do.
Yeah, I think he does too because it's a good fight. It's a big fight. I think again we see the potential of how big that fight can be.
Oh,
People
it's a
are
huge
genuinely
fight.
excited for
And that's
that.
why
You
G
know?
Funky, hold on. That's why I don't think it's happening in May. And this is why I don't understand. Like, people are jumping the gun. They're like, well, look, he's not fighting him in May. Told you he's ducking him. Bro, he's got 2 fights left. Why would you put David not last? Why? It would okay. If you put David right now, who you put in last? Especially if Canelo loses to him.
Right. Yeah. I mean, look, I'm holding out hope that it happens
Oh,
because
I'm definitely holding on hope.
yeah,
But if you don't
yeah.
fight him, listen. If you don't fight him in September, man, I'm gonna say it, man, because I'm giving Canelo, and you know why I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt because I feel like if anybody gets the most unfair criticism, it's that man. Now, that doesn't mean that he shouldn't be criticized. What I'm saying is, I've never seen a fighter who's been criticized, but the criteria they use to criticize him, they will not apply that to other people. And that to me is like, that's clear. Come on, man.
Oh, of
You
course, of
can't say
course.
he's cherry picking undisputed, bro. Like, that's crazy, bro. I've
Yeah.
never heard that. And you know what's crazy? It's not like one person is saying that. Multiple people just this week alone are coming. He cherry picked 168. We're literally in a time where if a guy goes undisputed, people can say, oh, he cherry picked easy champions. But you see how you do or damned in that situation? You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Because if he would have said, these champions are nobody. Billy Joe is nobody. Callum Smith is nobody. Caleb Plant is nobody. I'm not going to fight none of these champions. What do you think they would have said? They would have said, look, he's avoiding these champions. So, I mean, it's like, that's why I feel like it's unfair. And also, since people keep bringing up the business, I'm thinking of, okay, well, fine. Well, I mean, wouldn't it be smart business to put that fight in September?
Either one, I think it does well, you know. But again, it's all his preference, man. He's the only guy that's earned that right now. Not
Hey, so
Crawford.
you don't think so?
Even Tim Bradley says
You
that
don't believe
he's wrong.
Tim Bradley when he says that Crawford
No,
has earned the right to fight
fuck
whoever he
no.
wants?
No. I think there's a difference with Crawford. With Crawford is again he's been overpaid a majority of his career by Bob Arum. Now look, they overpaid the guy because they seen the potential, they seen how good he was, and they wanted to keep him there, you know. But again, this is what happens. That's why he left to go to BLK Prime. They promised him 10 million, never even got the 10 million. He did get the 10 million when he went to PBC to
But I
fight
don't know
Spence,
I don't
though.
know what's
You
worse,
know,
BLK Prime or Trilla.
I have to
Bro,
say
both.
BLK Prime because they took a chance on a guy who's never sold anything close to star numbers on pay per view and put him
Yeah,
on
but
pay per view and promised him a
Trilla
huge
went so bad.
guarantee.
Trilla went so bad. It went from boxing to rap battles. That's how bad it got, bro. They
Yeah,
said,
but hey, but
fuck this. I'd rather do the locks versus
right, but at least they had a couple of big events with Tyson and
oh my
Jones.
god. They said, yo, fuck boxing, bro. Let's do the locks versus Dipset, bro. Damn, that's how bad it flopped, bro. Oh
Yeah,
my god.
but I'm gonna jump off here real quick.
Yeah.
Spend some time with my family here on the weekend, and I appreciate you coming on, man. I do.
Yeah,
I've been
man.
listening to you. I had to go pick up some dinner. I was listening to you on the way and then the way back,
Yeah.
so I
Hey,
wanted to
man,
jump
thank you for
on.
coming on. And you know what? Thank you, man, because your perspective, it does make sense. Listen, man, I'm a open-minded individual. You know,
And
before
that's
you get
why I
off,
come here.
yeah, you know, before you get off, I want to make it clear. I'm not no prideful individual. I don't sit up here and go, well, oh, you know, I'm not going to say I wasn't wrong and this and no, fuck that. Listen, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I want to see the best fights, bro. I do. I'm not
You're
giving
not wrong for
Canelo a
that.
pass. I'm not
Yeah.
giving Canelo a pass. I'm just trying to see why I can't get both. I'm greedy. As a boxing fan. I'm trying to see Crawford and Boots, bro. And not only that, I know as a pugilist, I really feel like Boots is a problem for Crawford. I'm not saying that he beats him either. It's almost the same thing with David because, you know, I just feel like Boots is a threat, you know, but either way, man, look, I appreciate you being on here, man, because I'm going to get off soon too, man, but thank you for coming on. Oh, wait, before you go, please answer my question.
Sure.
So you said that you think he fights Canelo in 2024. Like I think that too. I think it'll be in September. I think that's what they're saving it for. So, but who do you think the May will be, in your opinion?
Oh, that's a tough one, man. From everything that I've been hearing behind the scenes, it sounds like it could potentially be Charlo, man. That's what it sounds like.
You know why that would make sense to me? Because Charlo, you know how he's on video, like, I haven't heard anything. That sounds just like him, bro. That sounds just like him. I haven't heard a damn thing, bro. Nah, I ain't talked to Al. And then next week, Charlo versus
Yeah.
it sounds just like him, bro.
And I knew a week before he announced that he was fighting Jermel last September that was the case. It was supposed to go to Jamal Charlo, and he couldn't do it for
Right.
personal reasons.
Yep. And
So
Jamal
his
even
brother
admitted it
got the
after the
fight
fight.
instead.
After the fight with Jose, he admitted it. He said, "Yeah, you
Yeah.
know." And you know what? That was the first time I actually saw Jamal stick up for Canelo. Because he was like, yo, you know, people, you know, everyone's over here saying, you know, he picked Jermel, you know, like, you know, he's picking on a little guy. No. He was supposed to fight me. And, you know, it doesn't matter because they're going to say the same thing with him. They're going to say, well, he never fought at 168 either, but it doesn't matter. But yeah, you know what? I could do Jamal. If it's Jamal and then David, I'm okay with that. And I'm okay with that because they put that narrative out there that he was running from Jamal. It ain't Canelo's fault
Oh
that
yeah,
he
they've been
was
saying that a long time, man.
right.
And look,
So it,
for me, it doesn't matter either way. I'm gonna buy the fight.
yeah.
You know, I'm
You
gonna
know what?
watch
Yeah,
it. I'm
yeah.
gonna purchase it.
Especially,
Yeah.
listen. As long as he's fighting a champion, I'm all for it, bro. I'm all for it. But he really, in my like, I want him to fight David, bro. I feel like, and I'm gonna say this before you get off, bro. I feel like he doesn't have to fight David as far as his legacy goes. But if he doesn't, he's gonna be remembered 10, 15 years from now. They're gonna say, "Yo, he didn't want to fight that young
That's yeah.
undefeated kid." You know,
That won't, in my opinion, that's the type of thing that we're gonna hear. If it doesn't happen, will that
right?
completely tarnish his legacy, like Samson had said in that interview? No, I disagree with that. But I mean, what
Yeah,
do you
I don't
want?
think
But what
nothing
else
could
do you?
tarnish what he's done.
But yeah,
No,
but what else do you expect Samson to say about
that's
his
his
fighter?
promoter.
That's his
Right, right.
promoter, man.
Yeah,
You know, he's supposed to say those things. So,
yeah. And
um,
by the way, Samson. There's been a handful of times Samson has said some things and they were way off, bro. They were way off. But as far as like him as a promoter, I like him because he is. I know when Javier Fortuna was gonna fight, and Javier Fortuna wasn't even in position to get that shot, and he backed his fighter. And even though he lost against Ryan, like he was, I mean, I like him as far like he seems like the type of guy that really goes all out for his fighters, man. You know what I mean?
Samson is well respected, man.
Yeah.
All the people that I've talked to, about him, they all have nothing but good things to say about Samson. Nice guy, man. You know, I when I
And
interviewed
you
him in
said you
person,
interviewed him on your channel?
yeah, I interviewed him. He came on my channel before, and then I interviewed him in person at a event that he co-promoted in my area here. Nice guy, man. I just walked up to him, and I'd never met me before. I just introduced myself, asked him if
Yeah.
we could do an interview. He's like, "Sure, let's do it right now." We're ringside. There was a fight happening right after the telecast was over, and it was a quick 5-minute interview. And then I got his information, got him on a couple weeks later. He was a real humble guy. You know, he doesn't pretend like
Well,
he's
if
bigger
y'all
than
ain't
anybody. You
subscribed
know.
to if y'all ain't subscribed to G Funky, go ahead, man, and go watch that interview with Samson, bro. I'm gonna actually check it out because I've only seen him talk a couple times on other people's channels, but at the time I was watching him, it was in regards to Javier Fortuna. And I remember when Javier Fortuna, actually, he was talking about him, and then Javier came on live. Like he wasn't even supposed to be there, but I guess he heard that Samson was talking, and he came on live, and he came on there just to say like, "Hey man, he's a real promoter. Like he cares about our fighters. He's making sure I'm okay. He's making sure he's putting money in my pocket. Like and most promoters like shit. Well, like I don't know how these promoters are, but you hear shit with Oscar. Like you hear one fighter say Oscar's not good, but then you hear another fighter say Oscar is good. So but for the most part, every fighter that has been with Samson has been loyal to him. David's been loyal to him.
Yeah.
So I haven't heard many fighters say, "Hey, this guy fucked me over and I'm leaving." No, I haven't heard that.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
but I
hopefully,
appreciate you, man.
yeah, hopefully I brought a little bit of a different perspective and a little
Yeah, you
clarity
did.
on the difference between the two. But as far as Tim Bradley trying to compare those two so they could just do whatever they want, no, that's not true because Crawford could fight somebody and that's the pay-per-view could possibly tank. He still needs a dance partner, right? Canelo doesn't at this point in his career. He's got a fan base that is going to support whatever decision he makes, and that's just the bottom line, like it or
Okay,
not.
okay.
And
Whoa,
that's
whoa,
what
whoa,
moves
whoa.
the needle, you
Hold on,
know?
hold on, hold on. See, now you're gonna make me ask you another question because now another thing comes to my mind is, okay, if he needs a dance partner, right? Then what do you think about him still having all the belts at 147, but saying I'm gonna fight at 154? Like, shouldn't you just give up the belts then?
I mean, if that's what he's going to do, yeah, he should. I don't know if
Okay.
he's going to do that or not. I think that's what I think would happen, especially now that Canelo has officially ruled him out of a fight this year. Then yeah, your best bet is to move up another weight class and try to capture a belt there. That's really what it is. Especially if you want to put it on pay-per-view, which it's going to have to be because he's going to demand a lot of fucking money.
Right. Crawford's always going to
So,
demand a guarantee, and that's why he stayed at ESPN. He was guaranteed like 4
he
million, I think
he
it
was
was, per
guaranteed I
fight.
think 6 or something like that per fight. So he was
And it
getting
didn't even
getting
matter
a
who he
higher
fought.
guarantee.
It didn't even matter who
Yeah,
he fought. He was guaranteed that.
exactly. And then he
That's
had
that's overpaid like a motherfucker though, bro.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, and that's a problem. That's a big problem in boxing, man. And that's a whole nother topic though. But hey, man, I'm gonna
Yeah.
check out. Thanks for having me on, man. Appreciate
I
it.
appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, man. So I mean, look, man. Listen, I agree with you guys, bro. As far as like, look, he needs to. I feel like he should fight David, bro. If he doesn't, I'm calling the man to straight up. I'm gonna say, yeah, look, man, he ducked him. He ducked him. But I'm gonna be fair. What's going on, Modern King? Thank you for being here. I'm gonna be fair though, and I am gonna give the man to September. But I want him to fight David. If he doesn't fight David, it's a duck. And the reason why I'm gonna call it a duck is because I can't say, in my opinion, right now, if David, let me make this clear. If David didn't remember when Canelo said these guys need to start fighting each other, right? And then David went ahead and David went ahead and he fought Boo Boo. He went ahead, he fought Plant. That's where I was like, okay, David's earning it, because he could have simply said, fuck it, I'm not going to. I got 2 people on the panel. Let me do one at a time. Okay, let me block the screen because one guy, I don't think he's ever been on here, and I got to be safe. HOD is the other guy. So matter of fact, let me get HOD on here first. Hold on. HOD, is that you?
¿Qué pasó?
Okay, hold on 1 second. And Frank the Tank, let me make sure. Yo, my guy.
Yo, what's up, Shadow Ghost?
Okay, you good? Okay. Now you're
I'm
not
Frank
here.
Bay in the chat. I've been in your chat.
Oh, okay,
I'm,
okay. Oh, yeah,
yeah, that's
yo,
me.
yeah. My bad, brother. I didn't
No
recognize you. Hey,
worries. I
both
got
of
a
y'all.
tall, I got a
Okay,
tall
yeah,
picture,
both of
so
y'all, welcome for being here. Frank, you was on first, and then you can
all
say what
good.
you got.
Yeah.
Yes. So, what did you want to touch on? So, first of all, let me ask you, what do you think about this whole Canelo and Crawford thing? I want to see both, but G Funky did make a
Yeah.
point. I do understand a little bit more. And I'm not afraid to admit that. Now, when I think about it, I can understand. Well, I've always known that business-wise, Boots isn't a good decision. My whole thing is like, I don't want to hear like one guy's earned it. Like Canelo didn't earn anything. I don't want to hear that, because it's like Canelo could say the same thing, because I know that David didn't do good numbers either. But at the end of the day, I will say that I feel like David has, in the past year or two, has earned, he when Canelo said y'all need to start fighting each other, he did step up, he did do that, and he did fight Plant. And even though I never thought Boo Boo was the guy that they were saying Boo Boo was, he did fight him. He did fight him. And I can't blame Canelo for when people say, oh, he's automatically going to beat Jamal, or he's fighting a man that's not active, or he's going to beat this guy. Like, they're blaming Canelo for things that's like not, he didn't tell the man to do anything. And it's not his fault that it's already a given he's going to beat this guy. But go ahead. What do you have to say?
Well, I'm trying to pinpoint your question, what you're asking me.
Okay, let me just ask you this. How about this? How do you feel about the whole David situation and everything?
Well, I put in the chat, look, you got to be honest. Is this fight bigger? Was it bigger last year at this time, or is it bigger now?
It's bigger now.
It's getting huge, right?
Yeah, it's
getting bigger with every fight, with every moment. But what did we say? And you can call me Canelita, I don't care. But we said, as a Canelo supporter, David, you need to prove yourself. And he did that.
Yeah, he did.
And it only made the fight bigger. So keep doing it. It shouldn't be that hard. Because the problem is you have doo-doos and nut huggers telling you, oh, you ducking this guy, and he didn't do shit. Look, I don't mind fighters chasing the bag. But like what Doodoo did, he chased the bag, it didn't work out, then he cries. Do your part.
You're talking about in regards to like when they were saying that Canelo was ducking David and Boo Boo and Charlo, right? You're talking about that.
Correct.
Okay. Right. Okay.
And we didn't have a problem. Obviously, we want to see the fights. We want to see them all.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But if fighters gonna get the bag, then it's get the bag. And we're okay with Canelo doing that. Because the biggest cherry picker of all, Fraud Mayweather did it. That's what he's known for. That's what he said. Chase the bag, not legacy. He said it in his own words. So if Canelo wants to do that, we're okay with it. I'm not speaking for all Canelo fans.
I hear you. No, I hear you. I understand what you're saying. Like, I've always had a different view on Floyd. Like, I like Floyd. I'm not stupid. I know that when people criticize Canelo and they bring up Floyd, I almost laugh, because I'm like, bro, you act like Floyd didn't put himself in position and clearly tell the public that he's about money first. And yes, he'll put on the best possible fight that that was going to make money, but was he fighting the best competition at the right time? The same thing they accused Canelo of. You could make an argument and say no, but at the end of the day, I know it's a business. And I still listen. If you're fighting a champion or whatever, I look at it like that. I'm not one of these guys that's going to go, oh, you went undisputed in a weak division. I'm not, fuck that. Most of these people that say that have never been in a ring, have never fought anybody, and they don't understand that, like, people even ranked in the 30s and 40s would beat our ass. So when you say cherry picking champions, that's kind of an insult.
Well, I mean, look, we know Canelo gives us the best fights. He's not going to fight bums, right? But I listened to you the other day, and I took actually I had the talking point first, but I'm just going to repeat it because you said what I had said the previous night. Who's doing it? If you can point to one fighter, and I know the fighter that I have the answer for, that is doing more than Canelo, then point me to him. But Inouye, okay, yeah, we say Inouye's doing more. He's the one guy we can point to, right? But what did he do? He got to 122 and he said, fuck that shit, I'm staying here. Yeah. He said about 2 more years, he's just going to chill. Yeah, that's it. Like, he's not moving up. He's not doing what Canelo did, going up to 175. Call it what you want, but he did that. He lost, and it's okay. But Inouye, he gets there, and you know what he's doing. He's protecting the O. Inouye said, look, man, I'm not.
Well, to be fair with him, though, I will say this. To be fair with him, I think it's smart what he's doing. I think it's smart because I honestly feel like no matter how good you are, right, moving up to one weight class, clearing it out, and then moving directly up, and then keep doing that, bro. It's gonna. I don't care how good you are, bro. There's gonna be a cap on that.
I agree with you, but my only point on that is what Canelo did with Bivol, right? He cleaned the division out, right?
Right.
So what could he do to top it? He went up and he lost. Okay. Yeah. So sometimes fighters maybe they really do chase legacy, and maybe that's what he was really trying to do.
Yeah.
Because we have a situation with Teofimo. Because really, in reality, what's he gonna do? Right? He beat the man at 140, so he said, "You know what? Fuck it. Let me go up and take on Crawford." Like
Right, and that's another thing that pisses me off, bro, because it's like I don't understand, like just because you don't like the guy or whatever, he's clearly serious. I mean, and you know, and I feel like I don't understand like why us as a community, whether you like a fighter or not, I don't think that should get in the way of us wanting to see a fight. You know, especially when you know that the styles of the fight, you know that one fighter,
Mhm.
or at least from what he's shown so far. Let me say that. Let me make it clear. As far as what he's shown so far up to this point, is that when he gets in the ring, he's gonna try to fight you. You know what I mean? He's not gonna.
Definitely.
And I respect that. And that's one thing I say about Crawford, bro. I've even said that if Crawford was to ever fight Canelo, I do not, and I still say Jermell surprised me. I did not think Jermell was gonna fight like that. I thought of anybody from a lower weight class that
Mhm.
was going to go out on a shield, it would have been Jermell. But
But
that goes to show you that he probably felt Canelo's power and was like, oh shit, you know. And you know, I hear
mhm.
people say all the time, you know, Canelo doesn't still have that power. Nah, bro, he's got power, or motherfuckers wouldn't be moving backwards like that.
I don't want to be long winded. Let me just make the final point and
Yeah,
let
go ahead.
HLD go, and then we can have a conversation. But yeah, man. So I mentioned the Teofimo thing to show you that, like, you know, what Teofimo's doing, he's going after legacy, right? He's going up and fighting the next guy because no other fight really makes sense, right? Like, Matias is not going to do anything for you. And I'm just trying to correlate the two, like what Canelo did. Like, he does those
Right,
things, so it's not like he doesn't. And that's
right.
what Teo's doing. He's going up. He's trying to challenge that Crawford dude. But we haven't seen this guy Crawford. He's sitting having a parade. He's sitting like a diva. He don't want to fight this guy. He don't want to. He don't want to sit, give up his belts. You know, he's got diva behavior.
Yeah, I don't know the situation with the belts. That's confusing me too. Because if you're not going to fight Boots, then who are you going to fight at 147? Because if the topic is money, right? Then who is left other than a Spence rematch? But Spence said that they ain't fighting at 147. So yeah, listen. I'm in agreement when it comes to Crawford. I like, and the reason why I'm in agreement with him is because I actually like the way he fights. I'm not saying I'm criticizing him because I don't like him. I'm actually the opposite, and I think people twist my words. They don't understand. I want to see Crawford fight. I want to see him fight. I like the way he fights. I think he's a dog. I just don't like this whole let's give a pass on this, and then we're gonna get on the guy that, in my opinion, has been doing the most in boxing
Mhm.
for at least the past decade.
But that's why I hopped off because that was the main talking point. But you asked me about Canelo first. But
Yeah,
yeah, let's just have that conversation. I don't want to let HLD go. But let me just get this last part in before you
sure.
guys
Go ahead, brother.
conversate.
And thank you
Was
for being
that
on here, man. And you can always hop on, bro. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, you had some good talking points, the other day, like who's doing more. But I just want to say, that's what Teofimo's trying to do. He's trying to, because I said that, I basically said this last year after he beat Taylor. I'm the one that say Teo should go after Crawford. Watch, he's going to do that. I put that on. I said that before anybody, because you
Mhm.
got to think what you have to outdo yourself in the sport of boxing. Like what could Teo do to outdo himself? And I'm just trying to show you that Canelo does those things, and that the David fight is going to happen. It's just getting bigger and
Yeah,
bigger, and that's my point. They're going to fight. Everybody's crying, but it's just getting bigger, guys. And that's the boxing game.
yeah,
So, but go ahead. That was my point. But go ahead, guys.
yeah. I agree. I think it's gonna happen too. Go ahead, HOD. I know you want to say something about this whole thing.
What's going on? Hey, Frank, baby. Long time no here, man.
I'm gonna go
Hey,
use the bathroom.
HLD,
I'll be right back. Oh, go ahead.
these YouTube screens get wild, man. Sometimes you gotta, put the
You
brakes
have
on.
to, you have to detoxify, man. I've,
I love
I've, I've,
boxing though.
I've stayed away from. I mean, it just gets toxic, and I've done the same sometimes.
For sure.
Just let me reset, take care of other things better than this bullshit. Me, man, when it comes to this, look, I'm getting tired of the whole circus about it. That's what I'm tired about it. It's like we're going back to, like, okay, who is Canelo gonna fight? And then it goes back to the same way when it was when Crawford and Spence were gonna fight. When they're gonna fight, are they gonna fight out? Look, I can't stand that bullshit. Let's make a decision. Who you gonna like? I like Canelo when he was going for the undisputed part in those 11 months. We got the shit talking Canelo, and that made it fun. You know what I mean? He was hunting. I like that. But right now, this, we don't know who he's gonna fight. I don't think Charlo should be fighting next. Period. I think that's a trash ass fight. Uh, 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 I think it just, hey, Benavidez has earned his keeps. It should be Benavidez, and then in September, hell, or yeah, in September, the winner of Bivol and Better Beef. Let's go to 175 and let's try to challenge that again. I like to see that. But this whole thing about the divas of like we don't know who they're gonna fight, we don't know what the fuck, and then who deserves it more. Well, I don't think nobody deserves it more at 168 right now than Benavidez, and I think that's who should be next. The whole Crawford thing, you're right. He got the diva attitude too right now. With what the fuck, you're not gonna fight at 147 and relinquish the belts because you're holding up the fucking division.
That's my major problem, HOD. I
I
don't.
have a problem with that. So I'm like, dude, either you don't want to fight Boots, you're acting like a diva again, thinking you deserve all this money. Like my man, in the circle of business, it's you only get what you bring in, and if you're not bringing it in, how the fuck you expect to get paid?
Yeah.
I don't understand that diva
Hey,
shit.
hey, you know what? Tycho's actually, you know what? Tycho just made me think of something, man. And let me ask y'all both this, because Frank brought it up, and I'm all for the TO fight. I'm all for it. And I know you are, HOD. You know what? If you're gonna stay at 147, right? And you're complaining you're not getting any money, I mean, your best bet would probably, I'm not saying he's gonna get a lot of money from Bob, but I mean, damn, I think TO is not a bad option, bro. If you're not gonna go to 154.
Deserving wise, I think he needs to fight Boots. If it comes to like
Oh,
deserving,
of course.
I
But
think
if
he needs to
people are
fight
complaining
Boots.
about the business,
But if
HOD
it's
or
about
whatever,
the
right?
business, then but if you're not gonna do shit at that division, relinquish those belts, man, and carry on your way or fucking retire. I can't stand right now the whole hoopla. Like I'm tired of Canelo. Who's gonna fight next? I'm tired of that shit. I can't. It's that's not boxing.
Well, you don't think a
Well,
lot of that has to do, well, just to you think
regardless
about
of
it.
whose fault it
No,
is.
no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about behind the scenes, because I honestly, I really do in the bottom of my heart, and I don't have any proof, and I'm not going to say that it is, but I honestly believe in the bottom of my, something's going on at Amazon HOD. Something's going on where
I don't know. I was I was listening.
that does affect matchmaking.
I was listening to Joe Habib at Ringside Reporter this morning, and they're trying to be fair and everything, and trying to disparage the rumors what's going on with PBC, and they're
Right.
like and everybody thinks that they don't have money. I only thought that they only have distribution. They're like, look, Amazon bought the rights to to uh to showcase PBC, which means they're giving them money, is what they're telling me, and that's what that means. That they have the right agreement.
So wait
So
a second, HOD. But if that, okay, so you do agree with me, right? When I said the other day, because one of the issues I've had, and I don't know about you guys, I think promotion is a huge. I think it's huge, especially like when ESPN has Blood, Sweat, and Tears, and I've talked about this before. And Showtime had the
yeah,
what they
but I'm
call
not
it.
talking about that sense. I'm just
No,
talking
no,
about that we don't think that they have the money, right? And
no.
so I'm still in the belief that I don't
You're
know if they
saying
have the money.
right. Okay, you're saying you don't know, but you're
I don't
saying
know for sure, but what I was hearing from Joe Habib
right,
and Maestro, he was on this panel. They
and
were,
you're
they're trying to disparage the rumors and
right.
like, look, Amazon put out that they have, and yeah, it's true. They put it out that they have the right a contractual right agreement to showcase now PBC, which means they are giving them. I mean, to their opinion, that means that they
Yeah.
have given PBC money, but what type of money that we don't know, right? And I'm
Yeah,
like,
no,
well,
and that's what in HOD, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I would love to see like at least give me a fucking commercial, bro. Give me
oh,
something,
yeah, right, and we're not getting any, so it's like, I don't know, man. But the bottom line for me is, well, that whole Crawford and Spence thing going on for I don't know how many years that was. I couldn't stand it when they announced it. I'm like, good, because I don't want to hear this shit no more.
Yeah. I don't want that to happen for Canelo and David. I don't.
and this is what like I'm I just make a fucking decision. Let's see who we're gonna fight, and
I'm
that's
with
that.
you.
That's why I like the Canelo that was hunting. We knew who he was gonna fight next. He was going for undisputed, so it was boom, 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 boom. We know what's up. But all this hoopla to then fight a fucking
Well,
Charlo,
yeah, but HOD.
that's
But
trash.
let me ask you. That's because that's what my question was. You don't, and if you don't, then you don't. I don't know. My answer is I don't know.
No,
What I'm
we don't
saying
know.
is, you don't think it's possible that maybe what's going on behind the scenes is what's causing all of this shit?
Well, no, because Canelo. The thing is that and it's also the media's fault and the whole boxing community and stuff. No, man, the man already said. He said either by late. He said last week by that week or by next week we should have an announcement. So then leave it alone. There's nothing else to be said. Let's wait till next week. That's what came out of Canelo's words in Spanish.
And
That
what
it
do you
would.
think about what Samson said about the whole
I think
2024?
Samson's doing what a promoter needs to do. Maybe they are negotiating because then I heard Mauricio Suleiman said that they are in negotiations, right? So
Mhm.
the Benavides team and Canelo. So maybe he's
Yeah.
doing what he's doing for leverage, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He's gonna do what he's gonna do. All I
Or
know
what
is
Frank or what Frank is saying, and Frank got a point when he said, hey, think about it. The fight is big now, right? So what would make it bigger? Keep saying that Canelo don't want to
I
fight him or
thought it
it's
was
not gonna
big
happen,
last year anyhow. I thought it was gonna be a big fight anyway.
No, I think no, David. At this point, at this time last year, it was not as big. He still had the fight plan. He still had to fight Benavides.
But
It's at least got to a million. It's at a
but
million right now.
but if Charlo over Benavides, who's deserving?
Well, no, my stance was always David is the last fight
I,
because it only makes sense.
I would
Be-
respect Canelo more if he was to say, all right, let's say like you're saying, Frank, that they're just building up the fight. All
right,
right,
that's what it is.
then go take out David Morrell, man,
Well, no, because Canelo
over
could
Charlo.
possibly get beat. No, but let me just finish let me finish. Well, let me elaborate on what I said. And I said this last year, even before David fought plan. It's like, well, when the PDC was announced, we were figuring out where Canelo was going to go, right? Was he going to re-sign with his own? And it was Munguia. We know who they had just signed Berlanga. I was for that. I was like, yeah, go fucking beat up Munguia, go beat up Berlanga, Puerto Rico, Mexico revive. And then he signs with, so everybody's thinking he's ducking David then. So what does he do? He goes signs with the PBC. So it's the last fight. Because what does Heyman do? He gets his fighters paid. What is he going to do? He's going to get his brothers paid. He's going to get Charlo paid. He was trying to get Spence paid. They had set this up 4 years ago. They was already had Spence, I think Charlo, and then Benavides. There was a proposal, and they said that Canelo ducked him way back then when he re-signed with the Zone. So he's gonna fight David last. He's getting the brothers paid first, and then it's gonna be an all Mexican affair, and it's gonna do about 2 million pay-per-views. I mean, because think about this: you put David. That's your carrot, right? David, and that's your centerpiece too, right? Go get him beat the first fight, and then what happens? You got
That's
nothing.
what I would say, Frank. Like, this is what I don't understand. Like, I'm saying, me, and I'm not in the business, but I'm saying if you put Canelo versus David in May, right? And we all agree. I think we could all, I'm not speaking for y'all, but I'm saying I would like to think that David is the most dangerous opponent for Canelo right now. Not only is he probably the most deserving at 168, but he's definitely the most dangerous. And I think he has a good chance of beating Canelo. I just don't think it's going to go the way that they think it's going to go. But let's say he fought him in May and lost. What happens, HOD, in September? What are you going to put for September?
Yeah, but we just saw drunk ass Charlo. I do not want to see that trash ass fight. That motherfucker don't deserve a damn thing.
Well, that's how his job is to get them paid. He got Charlo, he got Plant paid, he got Charlo paid. They're all getting paid off of Canelo. If you get him beat the first fight, you got nothing left. If he'd have fought him in the first fight of the PBC deal, I mean, look at all the rumors, man. The first he's ducking Benavides because he signs with the Zone. Then he finally signs with PBC. Like, the writing's on the wall, man. It's there, and they're just building the fight.
I think
Everybody's getting paid first.
I think had they did it backwards, have they fought the two Charlos first, and then Ryder, you know what I mean? Because Ryder came in first, right? Or came in second?
No, that was with the Zone. And then I think the last fight was
that Ryder fight was with the Zone, right? Okay.
Yeah, because I
That
think
wasn't no
HLD
fight.
he had. So if I'm correct, I think it went from the Bivol, and then he fought Triple G, right? Then he had that surgery, right? Am I right, Frank? He had the
Right. He
surgery.
did. Yeah, he had the
Okay,
surgery.
right. He had the surgery, and then he fought him, Ryder, and then he signed with PBC, and then he fought Jamel, which was supposed to be Jamal. And that's why I think Jamal will be in May, because Jamal was supposed to get that first fight.
Oh, for God's sake, if it is gonna be Charlo, it doesn't need to be this whole spectacle. Like, I'm just saying as a fan,
Yeah.
I'm
No, I
tired.
get it,
I'm
but
tired of hearing it.
it
I'm
makes
gonna
the
fight
fight better.
Charlo, two twin Charlos back to back, and then all right, let's do that. And then I'm gonna fight Benavidez in September. Booyah!
Then,
Let's get it going.
then the Shadow, you go by Shadow Ghost? Holy Shadow Ghost?
Yeah, Shadow. Yeah, you can call me Shadow or Shadow Ghost, just Shadow. It don't matter.
All right, Shadow Ghost. And Morrell, it's the same thing, man. Look, you got to build your profile. You just stop waiting. Stop waiting. That's what we're saying to these guys. Stop waiting. David built his profile, and he continues to build his profile, which he needed to do, which earned another 500,000 pay-per-views.
It goes back to the whole PBC trash company that it is. That kid is never gonna be able to build his fucking, because they don't have no dates to be paying these guys to do
Well,
anything.
that's another thing, HOD, bro. And I know Frank, you've been watching the past couple of lives. What's really pissed me off, bro, is the fact that I don't even have a damn like. I'm with HOD on this, bro. Give the fans some assurance, bro. Give me some assurance, bro. I go on the damn boxing schedule, and all I see is Tim Tszyu versus Thurman. You like every other company or every other network, it's mid-February, bro, and they already got fights lined up till April and May and shit. And you go to damn Amazon, and this is why people are questioning what's going on there, because it's like, if you have money, I mean, bro, you telling me that, okay, fine, you threw that pay-per-view out of left field. Nobody thought Thurman was going to be fighting Tim Tszyu. I think the Rolly and Pitbull is a good fight, actually. I think people shitting on that fight stylistically. I think that's
It's a banger.
It's a banger, bro. Somebody's getting knocked out.
Right. It's gonna be a good fight.
I think people are unrighteously shitting on that because
Even not like the Fedora one. I want to see Fedora. Like,
so
it's not
I don't
bad.
I don't even got a problem with, I've always liked Thurman, and I think Thurman comes to fight. So it's just the way that they did it. But nonetheless, bro, you don't even have a damn schedule, bro. And it's making me think, like, as a fan, and we're pugilists, bro. Like, we sit on a panel and talk for hours, and this is what we do.
I couldn't be a fan of like that of Canelo or even Crawford, because I don't know what the fuck they're doing, right? Like, I can't do with that. That's why I like Tio, man. I don't give a fuck anybody say. I know what Tio wants. I don't even gotta guess. I know what Tio wants next.
Yeah,
at 135, when he was just the kid with only 7-8 fights, I knew what he wanted. He wanted Lomachenko, and he did what he had to do to get to that. He was hunting before he even fought. I want then Taylor. We want to get that smoke. Now I want Crawford. I want that. I don't give a fuck. He gets knocked out or not, but at least I know what he wants.
But that's what it is, HOD, and I say the same thing. I don't care if he loses or not. I feel like this community is sensitive, bro. They're sensitive. I don't like what he says, and he pisses me off. Bro, he's doing it on purpose to piss you off, bro.
We got this the snot-nosed kid, man. I like him. I like Keyshawn there, but man, get out of it, bro. What did Tio had to do to get to Lomachenko? He had to fight Magdaleno. He had to fight Nakatani. He had to knock out Comey. Then he got Lomachenko, the number one motherfucker. Keyshawn Davis just knocked out my Tio Pedraza, man. Washed up Pedraza. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, this bullshit.
And another thing, and I've touched on this before, man. These guys, a lot of these guys got this alliance going on. I won't fight my brother. Fuck that. Tio said, man, fuck that. I fuck Rolly too, And I mean, look, man, it is what it is. But I do say this though. I don't think any of this helps boxing, what's going on right now. And what I mean by that is this whole week, this whole thing, and I don't know how you feel about it, Frank. I know how HLG just said how he felt about it, but I agree with this. This whole, like, Monday, it's going to be, we're talking with Munguia, because I saw multiple outlets where, like, he's talking with Munguia, and then like the next day, right? You seen that too, right? And then the next day, it's like, PBC don't got his money, and then the next thing is like, he's in talk. He's gonna be fighting in America. He's in talks with Jamal. Now it's like,
that's why you gotta start listening to all these media mongers, bro. They don't know. I mean, they don't get guessing.
That's why
are you on Twitter? Shadow Ghost?
No,
are you on Twitter? You got to get
Yeah,
on Twitter, man.
I'm on Twitter. I'm on Twitter. I did a
Oh,
live
okay.
the other day in regards to basically my whole live was in regards to Twitter and sources in general. And
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and basically the whole thing, I wasn't trying to shit on anybody. But it's kind
Well,
of funny. It's kind of funny
mhm.
that I did that live, and then what I said came true this week. Everybody's
Hey,
all over the place.
I spoke to David Senior. Um, somebody I was in a chat, and they said that his manager was in like I guess someone who manages them. They were tweeting me that he's in the chat or she's in the chat. And so someone brought up a good point. It's like maybe they just do this to really fish for like, what do people want to see? What are the people talking about? So everybody's just throwing shit out there.
Yeah, they're just testing the waters type of thing. I get
Yeah,
it.
So
it's
do
just
you think that's
promotion.
what
Yeah.
do you think that's what Samson's doing with this whole? Oh, he says he's not fighting us in
Oh yeah,
2024.
you could tell he's a car salesman, man. That guy's greasy. I mean, people say he's a good dude. I heard G Funky say
Well,
he's a good dude.
the fighters with him say that. Yeah,
And he probably is. I mean, that's their job, right? Like
yeah,
I
it's
had
his
to
job.
deal with I had to buy something today, and the guy was trying to upsell me. I wasn't mad. I'm like, he's doing his job. I'm
Right,
just have
doing
to
your
do my
job.
job.
Right. Yeah,
I can't be mad at him.
can't be
So
mad at
that's
him
what.
for doing what he's trained to
Yeah,
do. Yeah,
yeah. I just gotta be wise enough to be a savvy consumer. you
yeah.
know so they're doing their product testing, they're putting fish in the water, and whoever takes bait, we're taking the bait. That's what we're doing right now, but it helps us, right? Because like you make the content, and we're all doing the same thing.
Hey, what do you think about this? Well, Tycho, yeah, well, this goes back to people I think they could just be throwing shit out there. But listen, he says, you know what's sad? Canelo versus Spence has been rumored lately. That would be terrible. That would be
No,
fucking
that
terrible.
was like, I think that
No,
was
man, that's a troll, man.
catfishing. Yeah. What is it called now? It's not catfishing, trolling.
That's a
Trolling.
troll. That's
Clickbait. Clickbait.
there's a guy on Twitter who does, who's just
The
trolling and
forklift
people
driver,
run with
right?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just trolling with
Clickbait.
that,
And by
right?
the way, if that was to happen, guys, you know exactly what they would say, right? Oh, you
Oh
don't want to
man,
fight Crawford, right? You don't want to fight, right? Oh man, that would
no,
just be
Canelo.
horrible. That would be
I
fucking
mean,
horrible.
like I said, I'm gonna just wait till the man does what he does. But I just want to know now when Matias going to the zone, doing the same Devin Haney thing, running to Uncle Eddie. What's next for Tio?
Oh no, wait a second. Is Matias the zone or Matchroom?
No, he's
He went to the
the zone,
zone.
the match room,
Matchroom the
the
zone.
zone.
In talks with
Right.
Liam Paro, the
They
guy who
are.
just sparked the Montana Love.
No, actually, they just dispelled that Liam Paro is just the name but there's no talks or anything like that.
I think
Okay.
that's a good fight, though, man. I think
Good
that guy.
banger.
Yes, a banger.
Bro, he getting knocked the fuck out in 5 rounds.
Who is?
Bottle.
It'll still be fun though. Like it's a fun fight.
Yeah,
It's
a good
good.
fight.
It's
Paro
a
fight him though. He'll fight him though. He'll
but
fight him.
still my question, what's next for Tio now?
Crawford.
Is he for Crawford, if he does petition, he's got 18 months to honor mandatory. Crawford does, which is January 2025, the 18th month, for him to honor a mandatory that he has to do. But so Tio ain't gonna wait for Crawford till then, and Crawford ain't gonna, if they do make it mandated.
Okay, so you think
what's
Tio's
next?
staying at 140 or going to
I
147?
have no idea. Like, what's next? What's next? Because we know how the game is, man. He's over there at the zone. Like,
I'll tell you what, I don't know who the fuck Tio's fighting, but I know what I'm getting when he gets in the ring. I know what he's gonna try to do. I know that. People could say whatever the fuck they want to say about him.
No, he's super talented. He's right up there on the elite as far as most skills I test. I mean, who else can fight like him besides Inouye? I mean, Canelo's more of a plotter. He just got that thudding power. But B-Ball don't have no flash. I mean, when have you seen him do salsa in the ring?
No, but Boots is as talented in that regard.
You know what's good? You know what's so crazy? I was about to say, as far as talent goes, and we want to go off the eye, I would say Boots. And I said, you know what's so crazy about that is when he faced a guy that was being evasive and Karen and stuff like that, and it was hard for him because even De Los Santos said himself, he said, "Hey man, I understand. Yes, I could have did better. I can always do better." But he's like, looks are deceiving. You try following a man around the ring 12 rounds that don't want to fight, and you got to think about that. Like even Boots was having issues trying to catch Karen, and so, but Tio actually thrives off of this, bro. He'll give a great performance against somebody like Josh Taylor and Teofimo Lopez, and then he'll fight someone like a Jermaine Ortiz or Sandor, and then he might have what people may look at as mediocre
Look,
performances, and then they
nobody's
shit
gonna
on
look
him
good
again.
against.
But still, the
Right.
question: what's next for Tio?
Well,
I
here's what
don't.
I said. Let me answer that. I had a good one. He should.
Yeah.
Well, it'll never happen. But like, Haney was trying to go after Barrios. That's what go after one like Barrios. Go beat his ass. That'd be a hell of a. You got to do something big. Barrios would be a good one. I mean, it's unlikely
Yeah,
probably because of the
that's not
PEC.
bad. That's not bad.
Who's the guy? Who's the guy that beat Roca at 147 from Top Rank?
Hold on.
The Top Rank sent them to Golden Boy on their
Right.
card, and he beat Roca's ass.
Rocha, yeah, hold on.
Oh, Santillion. No, that's a tough fight. He's not. That'd be brutal for not a lot of dough. But that is top rank though.
That
But
is
yeah,
Top
I mean,
Rank.
go.
That's Top Rank.
Yeah.
Santillán.
Giovanni,
go get a
yeah,
title.
Giovanni, yeah.
Go get a title. Barrios, go get a title.
See,
If
that's why
Bud Crawford
Boots
won't
needs
fight
to
you,
fucking. I guess at this point, Tio needs to have to now wait the landscape, see what the fuck Crawford's gonna do with them belts, because he ain't gonna fight Tio. He ain't gonna fight him. Crawford's not gonna fight any prime line under 30 years old. He is not gonna fight him.
Well, as far as Boots goes, HOD, didn't his promoter just pass away? So he's in that. Isn't he in a situation?
he's in a
like that?
lawsuit.
He's in a lawsuit,
legal
and
battle.
they
He's
just
sitting.
and the IBF just ordered him to fight Crawley or something like that as a mandatory. So he's tied up regardless. So, I mean, you see, that's why Tio's gonna have to see and wait and see. I don't know. Will the zone really dare put Matias versus Tio in a pay-per-view fight or something like that at Top Rank? Because that's what's probably gonna happen. They're not gonna do it. They're not gonna do it the other way around.
Well, if anyone don't give a fuck, it's Bob. He don't give a fuck.
Unless Bob then says, "No, go fight over there on the zone, Tio." I mean, if they would, I mean, I don't know. I would like to see the fight with Matias. I like to see the winner versus Haney and Garcia, but I don't.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know.
what I thought. I was like, man, everybody's trying to pass around Ryan. Let's just pass him around. If he's competitive, go beat Ryan.
Listen. I don't know about you guys, bro, but I see a lot of people thinking that
Ryan didn't want to fight Tio per Bob.
Well, I'm speaking about Ryan right now. Like I the reason why I can't put any faith into him is because of his antics. But I still don't think people I think they're really overlooking him when it comes to Devin. Like he could still catch Devin.
Oh,
bro.
it's not an easy fight. I think people I think many are overlooking it, but I think he's going to put up a better fight than Regis. I tell you that.
Oh, definitely. And Ryan, say what you want about Ryan, and when I bring this up, people, I see people say that's all he's got, though. That's all. It doesn't, bro. Listen. People said Tito Trinidad only had a left hook. Let that motherfucker catch you with it. Let him catch you with it. And also it's how you set it up. And Ryan is quick. Ryan's got speed. Now we know his issues, chin up in the air, flat-footed, maybe I don't know what the hell that Philly shell was. That wasn't even a Philly shell. That was, I don't know what that was. But but he's fought Devin. I think it counts for a lot that you fought someone 6 times. I don't care if it was in the amateurs. You still know that guy. You've got history with him. And I just, a lot of people just feel like Ryan's gonna, he's food for Devin. Now, I will say this. If I was forced to, I don't bet, but if I was forced to pick a winner, I would go with Devin because I do feel like Devin has grown more than Ryan. But I still do not think that it's such he's food, because if Ryan catches Devin, bro, it could be, that's all it's gonna take, in my opinion.
He'll do what Linares couldn't do.
He'll go night. And I mean, this is what I said. Devin is under pressure. Like, this is a retired loser goes home match. Devin can never recover for losing. It's over. You're done.
He loses to Ryan Garcia.
He's done. So that pressure, right? And you have to look better than Stank Davis did. You have to.
You know what, Frank? Hey, Frank and HOD, I just thought of that. Can you imagine, with all the shit talking that people say and all that, if Devin loses to Ryan badly, though? Oh man.
knockout.
Oh man, yeah, that's what I mean by knockout. That would shake up the boxing world, bro. That would. Oh man, if he caught him, because Lenoris, Lenoris. I don't think Lenoris hits harder than Ryan.
Um, and not at the time that he fought. Not at
That's
the
what I
time.
mean. At that
Yeah,
time,
at that time, right? Not at that time. Not at that time. But Linares has more tools in the bag than
Yeah.
Garcia
Look,
does.
I don't
But
want
but
anybody to
the
get it twisted. Oh, go ahead.
but when it
Oh,
comes to you do know one thing, he's gonna come to fight. Garcia's gonna come to fight.
right?
He went on suicide mission to try to fight, to go head on with Tank. You know what I mean? He chased his ass. He so if he was he had the balls to do that with Tank. He's definitely gonna walk down
He did chase.
well,
He did chase Tank, bro, and
yeah,
yeah,
he
he
did
that was
that.
did.
it's probably the dumbest thing he did, but he
But
did chase him.
he did. And so did Rolly. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I mean,
Rolly, yeah.
anyway. But I just think it's gonna be very similar to the Linares fight unless Garcia catches him. You know what I mean?
I
If
mean,
Garcia is able to catch him, then
is
we
Devin
might have
gonna
a good fight on our hands.
is Devin gonna exchange with Ryan? Because I mean, G Funky says Haney will jab and hold all night and stink
Hey,
up the
look,
place.
Frank, I already knew. I know Tycho for a long time, bro. Tycho's my guy. Comes here all the time. I know he wants Devin to get knocked the fuck out, bro. He wants Devin. He wants Devin
I
to
mean,
go
think about
night
it. Like
fucking night.
Haney's not gonna take any risk. And I mean, they already bashed Charlo for what he did against Canelo. I mean, they're gonna bash that kid, so he's gonna have to exchange. I
Well,
think he's gonna have to exchange with
credit to
Ryan.
Devin though. You got the credit I got to give to Devin in his last few fights. He's been more engaging. You know what I mean? It's an engagement.
Hey, but
Yeah.
I noticed a lot of people are not gassed for this fight. People are poo pooing it.
Well,
It's
because
a shit fight.
they think they see Ryan Garcia doing all this stupid shit. Like, this kid isn't taking this serious.
And I am one.
Chasing
Yep.
he's
You know
chasing
what?
influencers around his house and
I'm
shit.
glad you
And
said. I'm glad you said that, HOD Frank. I'm gonna tell you like this. I don't know about everybody else, but I said this when the fight was first announced, and I made a pre-edited video. I hardly do edit videos anymore, but I'm still gonna be doing them. But I did an edited video about Ryan and Devin, and I even said it, Frank. As soon as I said, look, Ryan, this was during the night remember when they did the whole pushing and shoving. I said,
Yeah,
yeah, remember when that happened, right? Yeah, right.
yeah.
So I made a video, and I'm like, hey, listen, Ryan and Devin has been announced, and I said, and I literally say this in the video. I'm like, excuse me for not being too excited with Ryan's antics, because I'm pissed off because I just remember just last month when he was in talks with supposedly Devin, and he did the whole if the fight don't happen, don't blame me. He literally goes on live and said that, and did the whole thing with Floyd, and then he comes around and says, the whole pay-per-view number, and then Rolly says. Then when he came out and said that Devin had bad pay-per-view numbers, I'm going to be fighting Rolly, right? Then Rolly comes out and says, motherfucker, you never even talked to me. So I'm looking like, here goes Ryan with his antics again. So I'm like, bro, I don't like, is he even taking it seriously? Like I've even said, I'm not even going to waste my time doing, lives breaking down Ryan and Devin. Like, I'm not going to sit here and do lives every day talking about Ryan and Devin. And then at the last moment, Ryan pull out. Like, I'm not,
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at, and I'm thinking that's what HOD means with Ryan. Is that what you mean, HOD? Like, people are kind of fed up with Ryan in that aspect. That's why they're not so hyped
that
up.
aspect's the antics, and like I said, right now you see him what he's doing. He's doing these conservative podcasts. He's chasing these little girls. I don't know who that influencer girl was that he
Oh
was
yeah,
doing the
yeah.
pad work with in his house, and talking about I don't know who the hell was Valentine's thing he put out on I don't know, man. Are you focused? Are you not? Is it it's just hard to take him seriously right now. And many people saw him, believe that he quit when with Tank, and they saw the undiscipline of his actions
And
again.
you know what? Did y'all hear? And now, mind you, this is coming from Ryan Garcia. It's coming from Ryan Garcia. But if this is true, it's got to be illegal, bro. It's got to be. So when Ryan did that interview, did you hear it, Frank? And I see you got Ryan as an avatar. Is that like like, are you trolling him, or do you like
Yeah,
really fuck
yeah.
with Ryan, or do you really fuck?
Nah, that's a troll
Oh,
job, bro.
oh, okay. Um, Ryan was on
Talking to
the
King Ryan, man.
yeah. Ryan was on an interview, and I don't know if you saw this, HOD, or anybody in the chat, but did you hear what he said about the Tank fight, bro? He said that he's got proof that Floyd paid 50K or 100K for somebody to tell him about that he had that stomach, the body injury, or weak to the body, and he says, I know for a fact Floyd paid that, and he says, and they said, well, do you know who was the rat, in your camp?
The mole, yeah, we knew there
Yeah,
was
the
a
mole,
mole.
right? And he said his exact words are, I believe so. He's like, because at the time there was only 3 people in the gym that even knew about this. It was me. He said it was me, and it was 3 other people that knew about the body, the injury to the body. And he's like, nobody else knew anything. So he's like, I believe I know who it was. And if that's true, I ask y'all, isn't that like illegal? You're fucking with a fight, right? Isn't that
No, it's not illegal.
that's not
Yeah, there's
illegal?
something I know it's tampering,
It's
like
it's it's
there
it's.
was
I don't think it's
betting.
legal, but I think it's maybe unethical or
No, aren't you tampering with a fight though? HOD,
no.
like,
But how you tampering?
okay, let me give an example. Let's say and I'm just giving an example. You know how I am. Let's say the Lakers are about to play somebody, and you pay somebody to go spy on LeBron, and you find out that LeBron's hurt his right ankle. Or like in football, like you heard that the quarterback hurt his right ankle. So now you're gonna put all these blitzes on the quarterback so he can get sacked. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I
Yeah,
just
Well,
but it
I
would
think it's more illegal not to report an injury.
I think
That's
it would be
illegal
hard to
because you
prove
got
just
betting
because
that going on in these fights, and so if you're not
that's
putting
what
out
I
the
mean.
truth,
The betting. Yeah,
the
that's what I
betting.
mean.
So yeah, not telling us that he had an injury should be illegal. But that somebody finds out, not unless
well, that's what
they
happened with
with the HEPA or
Pacquiao and
something,
Mayweather. If you remember, Pacquiao Mayweather did, like, all these fans signed a petition. They wanted a refund because Manny didn't disclose his shoulder. I don't know if you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
It went. I think it went far though. I mean, I don't know if it ever.
That's well, and I believe in that. That part right there, I think it should be legal. That you have to report because that's what it is. You got these gambling things, and hold on. I'm putting money on you, but you don't report that you're injured.
Yeah, but
Okay,
just as far
but
as go ahead.
if you think, okay, so HOD, if you think that should be illegal, I think it should be illegal as well for you to pay somebody and fucking go into a camp and find out a dude's got an injury and
No,
then
Well,
tell your fighter to hit him there.
I'll
unless
say this,
he's
Carlos.
breaking the law to do it. Like,
If they had a N, what are those, NDA?
Yeah,
Yeah,
NBA.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
but
right.
it would be hard to prove because it could just be your sparring partner who hates your guts. You didn't pay him, and he's like, "Fuck this guy, I'm gonna
Or
go
if it was
tell
like
all
the
the secrets."
hospital that divulged that information, that's illegal, right? Because that's the HIPAA. But
But you'd have to prove money was exchanged, and then it wasn't just gossip. Like, you could tell your chick, and she puts it on social media. This guy's out
that's
all
right,
night
exactly.
partying, so it'd be hard to prove. But yeah, no, that's a valid point though.
No,
Yeah,
man, but
boxing magic. I'll say this, and I think all 3 of us said this on the panel. Like, I want to make it clear, like, I don't like Ryan as far as his antics and stuff like that. But I know one thing: on the fight of the night, is if the motherfucker makes it to the fight. Okay, let me just say that. Fuck everything else. If he makes it to the fight, I know on the night of the fight, he's gonna try to knock you out. I know that, at least. That is one thing I'll give him. Even in his last fight, the guy that what was his name? The guy that
Duarte.
hit, yeah, Duarte. He hit hard, and he was known for hitting hard. For the exception of those middle rounds where he went on that Philly shell and was going backwards, and he went backwards for like 3 rounds, and even I was like, is Ryan hurt? Like, what is he doing? But then after the 3rd round, he came out, and he went right back to going forward, and he knocked him out. And I think that Ryan, he chased Tank. He literally, I think that was the dumbest thing to do, but he's there to fight, bro. And this is why I feel like when it comes to Devin, but then again, I'm with you, HOD, as far as giving, and I've been starting to do this recently. I've been not trying to shit on Devin too much. And because I've actually been seeing, look, I can see that he's getting better at what he does. He's getting better at what he does.
He's owning his identity as a fighter.
Right. And I do give him credit I give him all the credit in the world for Prograis, because I am not going to sit here and act like I didn't have Prograis as one of the top dudes at 140. I did. I personally did. And I also had Prograis possibly even hurting him and dropping him. I said Devin was going to win, but I did not think it was going to go like that. So I got to give him credit for that. And as much as I do give him credit for that, I still don't think like Ryan's a pushover in any way, bro, because Ryan catches you, bro. I'm telling you. You can't go night, bro. Don't get it fucked up.
If you take away the 2 punches from Tank Davis that fucked up Ryan, because it was 2 punches only. It was the one that dropped him and the body shot. If you take those 2 punches out, Ryan was doing okay, man. He was putting it on Tank. And so Tank was holding him too. Tank was reaching out to hold him. So I mean, I want to give the kid the benefit of the doubt, but I wish I seen a more focused of him, and seeing these other things. Just like it's hard for me to put my neck out for you when I see that you're not.
And another thing that's worrying. Go ahead, Frank. I'm good. No, I was just gonna say another thing that's worrying. Just real quick, Frank. And that the only thing I was gonna say, that one of the things that worries me too is when he publicly comes out and says he's not even interested in belts. So basically you're telling me you're not interested in legacy or nothing. And if you're not taking that seriously, then like, what are you even taking it seriously? But go ahead, Frank.
Oh no, I agree with you. Is that because he had every excuse in the book of why he lost to Stank Davis, and we agreed with them because we knew the hydration clause. So I mean he gets a pass, but he's dangerous. Look, Stank Davis was in no rush to exchange. He was very cautious. He was very careful, and he landed the right punches. But that's what I'm saying. I think the pressure is on Devin to look good, and I don't think he's not going to want to exchange with this guy. He'll get caught. So,
but is Devin going to do an Ortiz, man?
Out? Yeah, that's his way to win. It's just like with it's not the same Charlo, but I said, I mean, people thought he was going to go toe to toe with Canelo, but no way.
But he did go toe to toe with Linares, who's about his size there.
Well, here goes the funny thing. Because you just said it yourself, HLD. We give him credit. I know I do, for the Prograis fight. He didn't. He was standing his ground, and that was sweet science to me. He stood his ground and knocked him down. He was piecing Prograis up. Is he going to fight like that with Ryan? My betting guess would say no.
Yeah, he beat the shit out of Prograis. That you have to he beat the shit out of him.
He beat up Prograis.
He beat the shit out of him.
He beat him up.
And I can. I mean, even though I'm not saying that. I'm more credit that he beat the shit out of him than the win itself, because I expect we already saw the deterioration of Prograis, but that he beat the shit out, just like he beat the shit out of Linares. It was only when he got caught at the end of the 10th. You know what I mean? But besides that, I was like, okay, I'm liking this. This is what I want to see. I want to see this from you. Beat the shit out of your opponent, even if you don't knock him out. Beat the shit out of him. You know what I mean? And so I could give credit for that. The Jojo Diaz fight was, I think, his toughest match up until Lomachenko. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens with Garcia. It all depends on the Garcia we get. You know what I mean? I really do. But if he fights anything like he started with Tank, we might have a bigger fight than we had. Now, if he's gonna start doing the running around thing and kind of like the Kambosos one fight, that first fight with Kambosos, man, that was. I mean, both fights were hard pill to swallow for me, because sometimes you have over 30 seconds of no action. Literally no action. I can't stand that.
And Kambosos, bro, is living off that T.O. fight. He brings up T.O. every damn chance he gets. I know. I just saw an interview with him the other day, because he's gonna be fighting Loma, and he was like, the first thing he brought up, he's like, well, one thing I learned with my fight with Lopez, and I'm like, motherfucker, come on, man, you still living off that? Come on, bro.
Tia should rematch him.
I don't blame him.
If there's a fight that Tia should take, that he wants to fight in Honduras, yo, man, after Lomachenko knocks him out, if you want to, do a rematch, take his little punk ass.
That's a good point because I said that before. Everybody was saying Tio fight Kambosos again. I said, if you're Kambosos, do you really want to do that?
Right.
Because if you lose, you get knocked out, then it was like it was a fluke. But you can
Right.
live off that win forever. He's not
Yep.
gonna fight Tio again.
And not
he
only
knows,
that, we know that Tio is not going to move down to 135. So
No,
he was
it would have to be going up to one.
right.
But Lomachenko's gonna knock him out, bro.
Right. I was
Give him
gonna say,
6 second rounds. He's
I was
gonna
gonna
knock
say,
out
so D,
Kambosos.
if he was gonna fight Kambosos again, Kambosos would have to go up to 140.
No, that's a given. Tio, even the night of that loss, he
Right.
he made a commitment that he was
Yeah.
not gonna stay in no more. So that should tell everybody how how he felt really about having to do that weight cut that he did. He knows he cannot stay there. But anyway, Lomachenko's gonna handle Kambosos in 6 rounds, bro. I mean, we saw what Maxie Hughes did to him, man.
isn't
Man,
it in Australia though? It's in Australia.
Is it?
Right?
Yeah, it's in Australia.
Let me look it up again.
Okay, well
Hold on.
that's a monkey wrench, but yeah,
No,
Loma
not
should
for
handle it. But
Lomachenko's always, bro. That's nothing new for Lomachenko. All his fights have been outside of home.
yeah, but in that guy's backyard though, like it could be anywhere. But the fact that it's in his backyard,
Hey, all his
I mean, you
fights,
should beat him easy.
all
But
his fights, all Lomachenko's fights. Look, when he went, who did he fight? He fought somebody. I think he fought. Did he fight Campbell?
Yes, he did.
Lomachenko fought Campbell,
I think he did. No, wait, no. Did he?
or was it Linares that he fought in
It
the
was
UK?
he fought Linares.
He fought Linares in the UK,
Linares dropped him.
right? With a little flash, a flash
Yeah, low
knockdown.
flash. So yeah, right here, Perth, Australia, May 11th.
Yeah, that's gonna be a quick fight. That's gonna be a quick fight. But even still, we'll see what happens, man. Everything is about having to wait the landscape. As soon as Crawford dropped the belts, then we'll get movement at 147. But I personally don't know what's next for Tio. I really don't, because Top Rank don't got no 140 guys. They have nobody. So either they Top Rank will make a deal with the Zone, maybe, if they want to really make that fight with Matias, or the winner of Haney and Garcia. Something has to happen.
Well, I mean, man, the two things I want to get clarification on. Well, actually, three things. Actually, I'm waiting for. I'm still gonna say it. I'm still waiting to see the PBC schedule. Okay, I wish I knew ahead of time that if Canelo was fighting David or not. I wish I knew that, and I also wish that I knew if Crawford was definitely staying at 147 or not. Because if he's not, bro, and it's the same thing. I said the same thing with Canelo. I'm not picking on either, bro. It's both of them, bro. If y'all ain't gonna stick around, or if y'all ain't gonna stick around and fight your mandatories, bro, or whatever, bro, stop holding up the division, bro.
I also understand that the belts are leverage. You know what I mean? They're leverage for anything, and so for what it's worth, I know there's a business aspect to that. So
He said the Victorville. Hey, yo, the Ryan's Philly show was the Victorville show. That's a good one, bro. That's a good one. The Victor. Hey, look, even when he fought Duarte, though, the first, bro, because you would think, right? That guy's a power puncher. You would think in the beginning of the fight, nobody would have blamed Ryan for doing what he did in the middle of the fight in the beginning. But the beginning of the fight, he stood right there, was fighting the dude. He's trying to knock. I think he realized at some point, yo, this dude's got a chin. I'm not knocking him out no time soon. Let me take a couple rounds off. And it's kind of funny because he did that Philly show for 3 rounds. And then when he came back in the 4th round and he went right back to fighting him, that's when he caught him with that check left hook. And that, I'm telling you, man, Ryan, whether with his antics or not, bro, that check left hook is nasty, bro.
Let me just go on record. I right now do not think that fight's happening, though.
What?
The Garcia and Haney fight.
Oh, I've already said that I'm not going to sit here and waste my time. I don't care if they said it's signed. With Ryan's antics, I'm not going to sit here and waste my time and break down Ryan versus Haney, and then fucking 2 weeks of the fight.
How they announce a date and not have a venue? locked in.
I don't even see it on the boxing schedule. Hold
No,
on.
there's no venue. And then, you know, and I know, I think when Haney fought Linares, he did it through Ramadan, his training. But is he gonna do the same now with Garcia? Because Ramadan ends on the 9th, and so it would, 11 days before the fight. You know what I mean? Is he gonna really go through with it? The same
When
thing
is it
happened with
supposed to be again? It's supposed to be in May, right? May 20th or
no,
something?
420.
Yeah, April.
April 20th. Ramadan ends on the 9th, only 11 days prior to the fight.
Look,
So,
it ain't even on here, bro.
I've heard several. Who did I hear also? I was saying, it was today. I think I heard. I think his name is Coach Ellis from Team Tank. He doesn't believe he believes something's gonna happen. Somebody's gonna pull out, or something's gonna not make the fight happen.
And I hate, you know what? I hate to say that and sound like, oh man, you wishing back. I don't trust
No, it's
Ryan,
not wishing.
bro.
Just using common sense, and
I don't trust Ryan at all. I mean, listen, if he makes it to the night of the fight, it's good because I know,
well, you can't trust Devin Haney either. He went on national TV on July 23rd of last year to announce the Regis Prograis fight, and then he they played it off for how many months before he fought him. So where Regis was like, bro, man, I'm gonna, if you're not gonna fight, I'm gonna fight somebody else, man. So I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
Well,
But
man,
that's it for me, man. I just
I'm about to get off too, man. Every single time I say this will only be a 30-minute live, every single time, bro, this shit almost hits the 3-hour mark.
Come on, man. You should know that it's in your DNA. You fucking Puerto Rican, bro.
Well, no,
we
man,
say goodbyes and it takes like 3 hours.
The other day, bro, I made plans and I fucking feel like an asshole. I told the person I was gonna be there, and I literally stayed here. Was talking about
no, man. Well, hey, if you need help to get you kicked off, you got to do something. Make it a notice.
I'm gonna start putting like a timer or something like that, bro. Because sometimes I really do got to get off, bro. But sometimes, like when people come on or I start talking, I lose.
No,
time.
man. I mean, when you got your obligations, Shadow, man. No shame in the game. You could, hey guys, man, I gotta cut it short because I got plans, and you owe no one no obligation. You're just like, yo, man, I got a split, and there's nothing wrong with that, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right, man. I appreciate you for being here, HOD. You're always welcome. Hey, everybody else, man. I appreciate y'all for being here.
Frank Bay, man. Anytime, come on through.
All right, take it easy.
All right, peace.